Chapter 556. Feeling disappointed, he lay on the bed. It was useless to be angry. He had to find a solution. Ingzi, am I sick? Do I need to be treated? Zhao Wenshui asked. Then buy some aphrodisiac. I'll find a doctor and get some medicine for you. But we don't have money, ask our mother for money. She won't refuse to pay for it, right? How can I say it? Zhao Wenshui thought. For a man, it was a shameful thing. Let me say it. Li Chuiying said, your mother is not someone else. She can't just stand by and watch her son fail in that area. That's good. Zhao Wenshui answered. He thought it would be better if Li Chuiying helped him say it. The next morning, on the way to the breakfast stall, Mulan sighed and said, when I woke up this morning, I saw that the meat in the plate in the cupboard was much less. I don't know if a rat ate it. In ancient times, there were many rats. Basically, every family had one. Most of the time, a family would raise a cat or buy rat poison. Was the food eaten by rats in the past? Zhao Yun'er asked. Mulan shook her head. No. There wasn't anything good before. Today's tiger meat is rare. I don't know if it was the smell that attracted the rats. Zhao Yun'er believed that it was done by humans rather than animals. Mulan, how about this? You take the meat to your room tonight and leave a little bit in the cupboard. You can buy some laxatives and put them in the cupboard. Tomorrow, we'll see if anyone has diarrhea and can't get out of bed. If they do, then it's him. If not, it's probably a rat. Mulan understood what Zhao Yun'er meant. She suspected that her tiger meat was stolen by the family Zhu. Okay, Yun'er, I'll do as you say. If it was really done by a human, then even if he ate it, he would have to poop it out. If he couldn't get out of bed, then let's see if he could still eat it secretly. If it was done by rats, I'll raise a cat at home. It can catch rats in the future. Mulan said. Zhao Yun'er smiled and glanced at Mulan. She didn't know if it was because of her, but Mulan's temper was getting stronger. However, this was for the best. If he wasn't strong, wouldn't he be bullied for nothing? Alright, I'll do that later. Yeah. When they arrived at Yang City, they continued to set up the breakfast stall. Now that spring was getting deeper, the sun was rising earlier. Not long after they were busy, customers came to buy food. The aroma of breakfast filled the entire street. At 6:00, there were still not many people. The man in black came again. When Zhao Yun'er saw him, she smiled and said, Are you hungry? Come and eat. The man in black was stunned. In the end, he found a table and sat down. What do you want to eat today? Zhao Yun'er asked. Just serve me anything. Your food is delicious. Alright then, Zhao Yun'er knew that he had a big appetite, so she immediately served him a lot of food. A large bowl of beef noodles with a lot of beef was served. Then, she served him some steamed buns, fried dumplings, and shumai. I can pay you today. Also, I can pay you back the money I owed you a few days ago, the man in black said. Zhao Yun'er was stunned. She didn't expect the man in black to mention paying her back. You have money. Yeah. The man in black nodded in response. Chapter 557. After all, this black-clothed man was so sloppy that he looked like a beggar. The main thing was that she had no money, so she had no choice. She had to spend money to buy clothes and stay in the inn. She was not in a hurry to take the money from the man in black. The man in black looked at Zhao Yun'er with a complicated look in his eyes. The corners of his mouth lifted slightly and he said, I'll do as you say, but I still have to pay you the money today. Don't worry about me, I have enough money. Well. Well, then I won't be polite with you. Eat well. I'll get to work first. The man in black responded. Xiao Yun did not know how this man suddenly got the money, but she insisted on giving it to him. She could not refuse, otherwise, it would look like she was giving alms to him. Mulan heard the conversation between Xiao Yun and the man in black. She could not help laughing and said, I didn't expect that he really didn't go back on his word. Well, in fact, looking at him, I know that he won't go back on his word. The first time she saw this man, she felt that he was different from others. She had an inexplicable sense of trust. Now it seemed that her judgment was not wrong. The man in black seemed to have not eaten for a long time. He ate heartily. After a while, he swallowed all the food that Xiao Yun brought to him. Looking at the man in black's appetite, Xiao Yun could not help but sigh. It would be difficult for this guy to feed himself. The number of people gradually increased. After the man in black finished eating, he paid and left. Xiao Yun did not know where he went. This person's appearance was somewhat mysterious. There was another special person in the daytime. It was the nanny who had served old Madame Mu for many years. Nanny Li, Xiao Yun, had met her when she was in Shitzi Mansion, but she did not speak. She only knew that this person often followed old Madame Mu. Because she had served old Madame Mu for many years, she could be regarded as old Madame Mu's favorite. Nanny Li saw that old Madame Mu's appetite was not very good. She often could not eat in the morning. She happened to hear that the food at Xiao Yun's breakfast stall was delicious. Only then did she think of buying some for old Madame Mu to let her have a taste. She didn't expect to see Xiao Yun when she came over. From the looks of it, the stall was opened by Xiao Yun. When Mammy Li saw that Xiao Yun was busy greeting people, there was a trace of disgust in her eyes. When Xiao Yun saw Mammy Li, she greeted her warmly, Mammy Li, are you here to buy breakfast? What do you want to eat? Xiao Yun was just being polite. After all, Mammy Li was Madame Mu's maid, and Madame Mu was Mu Lianfeng's grandmother. In the face of Xiao Yun's enthusiasm, Mammy Li was indifferent. I want this, and this. Mammy Li pointed at shumai, fried dough sticks and soup dumplings. Xiao Yun sighed in her heart and didn't continue to be enthusiastic. She didn't need to respect Mammy Li who looked down on her. Okay, I'll wrap it up for you. 50 copper coins. Here you are. Mammy Li handed over the money. Before leaving, she couldn't help but sneer, you're a girl, but you come out to show your face. You really don't know shame. Why did Shitzi Mansion take a woman like you back? After Mammy Li's words, Xiao Yun frowned and was very unhappy. She was polite to her out of politeness. She didn't want to please her because of Mammy Li's identity. Chapter 558. Xiao Yun was not a pushover. She was not a pushover. She didn't want others to look down on her. Even Mammy Li was like this, not to mention old Madame Mu. How could she marry into Shitzi's mansion in the future? Mammy Li, I earn money to support myself, my children, and my family. I don't steal or rob. I do business in a decent way. How is that shameless? Xiao Yun asked coldly. Mammy Li snorted after hearing Xiao Yun's words. A decent girl won't show her face in public. A lowly person is a lowly person. Then why do you eat the food cooked by a lowly person? Xiao Yun said angrily. Mammy Li was a total weirdo. What kind of logic was that? She was not a lady from a respectable family. How could she be criticized when she came out to earn money? She felt angry just thinking about it. It's different. Mammy Li muttered. How is it different? Different people do different things. Everyone's life is different. I'm just a little woman in the countryside. I come out to sell some food and earn some money. I don't steal or rob. I do business in a decent way. I don't feel ashamed to exchange my own labor for income. If Mammy Lee wants to humiliate me, you don't have to say this. You can pick other things. I don't agree with this. Mammy Lee didn't expect that Zhao Yun dared to talk to her like this. She was directly angered by Zhao Yun and left. Zhao Yun guessed that Mammy Lee would speak ill of her in front of old Madame Mu when she went back. She couldn't help but sigh in her heart. She felt helpless. Why did she feel that it was more and more difficult for her to be with Mu Lianfeng? Seeing Zhao Yun a little depressed, Mulan and Liang Jinxiao both asked, Yun, who is that person? Nothing. She's just a servant in Shizi's mansion. Zhao Yun answered casually. How could she say that about you? That's too much. Mulan was a little indignant. No matter what others say, we just have to be ourselves and have a clear conscience. After all, everyone's life is different. Who wouldn't want to live a comfortable life? Zhao Yun didn't care about what Mammy Lee said. There were too many weird people. If she cared about each of them, she would be furious. Yes. Yuner, you're right. Let's work harder now and make those who look down on us regret it in the future. Let's get back to work. When the stall was closed, the black-clothed man appeared again, but with a new appearance. Zhao Yun almost didn't recognize him if she didn't see his different aura. He had changed into a new set of black clothes, which should have been newly bought. It was neat and tidy. Her hair was also combed and tied up high. He washed his face clean and shaved his beard. He still carried a long sword on his body, and his handsome appearance revealed a hint of coldness. He was really a handsome man. His appearance was not much different from Mu Lianfeng's. But their temperaments were completely different. Mu Lianfeng's handsomeness revealed a sense of nobility, while this black-clothed man was cold and unapproachable. It was like a face as cold as frost. If this kind of man was brought to the 21st century, he would be pursued by countless little girls. Zhao Yun couldn't help sighing. Clothes made the man. It was not only applicable to women, but also applied to men. After tidying up again, the originally sloppy person had now become a peerlessly handsome man. Chapter 559. N. The man in black seemed to know what Zhao Yun was asking and responded. You look much better now. It's better to dress up like this. With your appearance, you'll probably attract a lot of girls' attention. In the future, you'll definitely not starve to death with this face. Zhao Yun couldn't help but joke. She was used to speaking without thinking, especially when she was excited. After saying this, the man in black was clearly stunned. Then, his eyes darkened as he looked at Zhao Yun and said lightly to Zhao Yun, I don't rely on women to make a living. I didn't mean that. Don't misunderstand. I'm just praising you for your good looks. Zhao Yun smiled embarrassedly. The man in black responded. He had been praised too many times for his appearance. So many times, he would wear a hat to prevent others from seeing his true appearance. Otherwise, those women would stare at him, making him feel uncomfortable. Why are you here? Zhao Yun asked. The man in black shook his head. It's nothing. I just want to show you my new appearance so that you don't have to worry about me. Also, from tomorrow onwards, I'll eat breakfast here every day. Zhao Yun didn't know whether to laugh or cry at this man's teasing. How interesting. Zhao Yun smiled and said, then I've seen it. You're very good looking, so I'm not worried about you now. But I'm a little curious. Where did you get this money from? You got so much all of a sudden. Why don't you tell me about it and let me try this method of earning money? Zhao Yun continued to joke. She just felt that this man was too interesting. After the man in black heard this, he was silent for a moment. Then, he said, "You can't do this." "Why?" "I'm going to help someone take care of someone." "You're a girl, how can you fight?" "I see," the smile on Zhao Yun's lips is even wider. His kung fu is finally useful. Fighting was also a skill, so the employer naturally paid him a high price. It was no wonder that the man in black was so rich now. "I'm leaving first." When the black-clothed man saw the smile on the corner of Zhao Yun's mouth, his heart trembled, and he hurriedly turned to leave. He was afraid that his strange mood swings would be caught by others. I still don't know your name. Can you tell me?" After all, if he kept coming over for breakfast in the future, it was inevitable that he would greet her. She couldn't just call out, "Hey, hey, hey." The man in black was stunned. Just call me Yili." Zhao Yun silently recited his name, Yili. It sounded quite nice. After the man in black left, Mulan came up to her and said, "Yun'er, he's the one who owed you money, right?" "Yes. It really looks different." "Haha, that's right. It's all good now. He's returned our money and will often come over to take care of our business. Hee, look at his handsome face. He'll probably attract a lot of young ladies. He can even be our shop signboard to attract business." Mulan said happily. If Mulan hadn't said this, Zhao Yun wouldn't have thought of this. She couldn't help but size up Mulan. She realized that she knew too little about Mulan in the past. She thought that Mulan was an honest woman who didn't have such thoughts. Chapter 560. Sister-in-law Mulan, I realized that I've underestimated you in the past. Mulan was stunned. Yun'er, what do you mean? Looking at Mulan's adorable look, Zhao Yun smiled and said, "Nothing, it's just." Sister-in-law Mulan, you're not the honest and rigid woman I thought you were." Mulan was even more confused by Zhao Yun's words. "It's fine, Mulan. You're right. With Yili around, our stall will have a signboard with movable characters. Business will definitely be much better." Of course. His good looks are what young ladies and women like the most. Zhao Yun couldn't help but tease, "Then, sister-in-law Mulan, do you like him?" I used to like him too. Who doesn't like him? I married Erhu because he was tall and handsome. Mulan said as she started to recall the past. I couldn't tell that sister-in-law Mulan used to be a love-struck fool. Zhao Yun teased. Mulan felt a little embarrassed after being teased by Zhao Yun. Isn't this normal? Which girl doesn't like beautiful men? Yes, you're right. Hey, Yun'er, don't tease me. Mulan panicked when she saw the smile on Zhao Yun's face. Alright, I won't tease you anymore. Let's buy some things and go back. Yes. The few of them went to the market and bought the things they needed. Mulan directly bought a large dose of laxatives this time. If someone stole the tiger meat, she would let him have a good poop. Liang Jinqiao bought some eggs back. The eggs weren't cheap and cost 2 copper coins each. Usually, the eggs at home would be saved up and sold, or exchanged for some oil, salt, and vinegar necessities. Liang Jinqiao felt his heart ache when he bought 20 eggs at once and spent 40 copper coins. Yun'er, now that we've separated from the family, I want to raise some chickens and ducks. It's not worth it to spend so much money to buy a few at a time, Liang Jinqiao said to Zhao Yun. These eggs cost 2 copper coins each. Because food was too expensive in ancient times, the cost of raising chickens was relatively higher. When raising chickens at home, in addition to feeding them grain, they could also feed them vegetable leaves or chicken grass. It was spring now, and there was a lot of grass that the chickens could eat. If he raised chickens at home, not only could he eat chicken, but he could also collect eggs. It was much more cost-effective than buying eggs outside. Before they separated from the family, Old Xiao's family raised dozens of chickens, all of which were taken care of by Liang Jinxiao. He was more experienced in raising chickens. Zhao Yun'er naturally had no reason to object. She thought it was good to raise some chickens and ducks. Especially duck eggs, she could save them in the future and eat pickled duck eggs. They tasted very good. In her memory, there were no salted duck eggs in this era. If she could make them, it would be a rare thing. Mother, if you want to raise them, just raise them. It's just a little troublesome, Zhao Yun'er said. It's okay. It's not troublesome. I'll raise less. First, I'll raise 4 or 5 old hens. Then, they can lay eggs and hatch chicks. In a few months, the chicks will grow up. At that time, they can cook roosters for you. Okay, Mother, you can catch a few back. Chapter 561. Liang Jinxiao's words made sense. Chickens had to have a chicken shed, and pigs had to have a pig shed. She couldn't possibly live with other people. Alright then. When your chicken shed is set up, we'll come over and buy a few more chickens. Okay. Speaking of raising chickens, Mulan felt that it would be good for her to raise a few as well. The children at home were still growing. It would be best to raise chickens and get some eggs for the children to eat. Auntie, Yun'er, I want to raise a few chickens too. Sure. Actually, it's not difficult to take care of them. You can ask me if you have any questions later. Liang Jinxiao said with a smile. Okay. After returning to the village, they didn't rest for long before they saw someone coming over. The person who came was none other than old Madame Zhu. As the saying goes, one never visits a temple without a cause. Mrs. Zhu had nothing to do with her, so she wouldn't come to her house for no reason. Seeing Mrs. Zhu coming over, Zhao Yun said with a smile, Auntie, may I know why you've come to my house? The smile on Mrs. Zhu's face was a little awkward. Yun, I'm here to give you something. Give me something. When Zhao Yun heard this, she was even more puzzled. When did Mrs. Zhu become so kind as to give her something? As Mrs. Zhu spoke, she handed over the basket in her hand and said to Zhao Yun, Yun, look. There are 10 eggs and an old hen. Take it and stew it into soup. It was really good stuff. In the countryside, a chicken wasn't something that could be casually given away. Even her family couldn't bear to eat more than a few in a year. Old Madame Zhu suddenly made a big move. Since she was so generous, it must be for something important. Auntie Family Zhu, if there's anything you want to say, just say it. I'll only accept your gift if I think it's okay. If I can't do it, then you can take your gift back. Mrs. Zhu smiled embarrassedly, Yun'er, I'm sure you can do it. Yesterday, I heard that Shitzi brought back a tiger, so I came to ask if you could give me the tiger's penis. Zhao Yun'er narrowed her eyes for a moment. So it turned out that they were after her tiger penis. Without even thinking, Zhao Yun'er knew why Mrs. Zhu used the tiger whip. That thing of Zhu Sanlu's was crippled, and it would not be easy to cure it. This was the only way. Otherwise, what else could save Zhu Sanlu's crotch? Zhao Yun'er wouldn't give anything else to Mrs. Zhu. After knowing that it was the tiger's penis used to save Zhu Sanlu, Zhao Yun'er wouldn't give it to her. If that damn pervert was really cured, wouldn't he continue to harm people? Zhao Yun'er snorted and said to Mrs. Zhu, Family Zhu's body, are you joking? A hen and 10 eggs in exchange for my tiger's penis, do you think I'm stupid? Then I'll catch a few more hens for you later. Yuner, you have a good relationship with Mulan, so help me. Just give me the tiger's penis. At worst, I'll pay you money, right? Then, Auntie Family Zhu, how much money are you planning to give me? Zhao Yuner asked. This. I only have 3 taels of silver. How about I give it all to you and you give me the tiger's penis? Mrs. Zhu gritted her teeth and took out the money she had secretly saved. When they separated from the family, she didn't say anything about this money. Otherwise, she wouldn't have a sense of security if she didn't have some money in her hands. If she needed it urgently, she wouldn't be able to take it out. Chapter 562. After all, 3 taels of silver was enough for an average family to use for a year. Originally, she was reluctant to take out the money, but when she thought of her precious youngest son, she felt that no matter what, she had to get the tiger's penis and cure her youngest son. Zhao Yuner laughed sarcastically. Auntie, I think you're joking with me. You want to buy the tiger's penis for 3 taels of silver. Mrs. Zhu was stunned. 3 taels of silver isn't enough. How much money would that cost? Auntie, I'm not trying to scare you, but if you sell this tiger's penis in a pharmacy, it would cost at least a few hundred taels of silver. There are many rich people who want to buy it. If I don't sell it for a few taels of silver, why would I sell it to you for 3 taels of silver? When Zhao Yuner said this, Mrs. Zhu was immediately discouraged. She knew that the tiger's penis was so valuable. Zhao Yuner wasn't a fool and definitely wouldn't sell it to her. A few taels of silver, even if they saved up for a lifetime, an average family wouldn't be able to save up that much money. How could she take it out? Auntie, you should go back. Zhao Yuner began to chase her away. Mrs. Zhu pursed her lips and sighed. I know. Looking at Mrs. Zhu's lonely back, Zhao Yuner couldn't help but want to curse. This old woman's brain must be sick. Zhu Sanlu was already like this and she still wanted to spend money to save him. That damn pervert, it would be better if he was crippled for life. If he was crippled, he wouldn't be able to do perverted things. Mrs. Zhu returned to the family Zhu and entered Zhu Sanlu's room. She told him about the situation at Zhao Yuner's house. When he heard that he didn't get the tiger's penis, Zhu Sanlu became angry at Mrs. Zhu. Mother, you just want to see me like this for the rest of my life, right? How could mother want to see you like this for the rest of your life? Mother loves you the most, don't you know that? Then why aren't you helping me get the tiger's penis back? Isn't the tiger's penis too expensive? That's a few dozen taels of silver. Even if I sell everything I have, I still won't be able to gather that much money. Mrs. Zhu sighed helplessly. Who asked them not to be from a wealthy family? If their family had dozens of mu of land, they could sell 7 or 8 mu of land or 10 mu of land to make up for it. Zhu Sanlu angrily smashed the things in the room. Big brother and second brother are married, but they can still do that every night. I'm the only one who can't do that for the rest of my life. What's the point of living? You might as well die. Zhu Sanlu pretended to bang his head against the wall, but Mrs. Zhu quickly stopped him. Then, she began to cry and yell, My son, don't take things too hard and die. Let mother think of another way. You'll definitely be cured. If you die now, won't there be no way in the future? Son, your father will definitely bless you. You'll get better in the future. It's not even certain that there's no cure yet. Why are you committing suicide? The commotion in Zhu Sanlu's room was heard by the people outside. The people from the eldest branch and the second branch all entered Zhu Sanlu's room. Zhu Dainyu asked, Mother, what are you and third brother doing? Seeing that Zhu Eru had also followed them in, she cried and yelled, Your third brother is committing suicide. He doesn't want to live anymore. It's all because of that damned Eru. He crushed Lu Er's thing. If anything happens to Lu, I don't want to live anymore. Mrs. Zhu cried and cried at the top of her lungs. Her eardrums were shaking because of her. Chapter 563. Zhu Dania knew very well that if the family wanted to live a good life, they had to have a scholar pass the imperial examinations. Otherwise, they would have to farm for the rest of their lives. Since he had invested so much money in Zhu Sanlu, he had to continue to let him pass the imperial examinations. Otherwise, wouldn't the money spent over the years be wasted? Third brother, our mother can't stand the torment. You can't let her die before her son. Zhu Sanlu continued to make a fuss. Big brother, I don't want to, but I'm not living like a man anymore. How can I have the face to go out? You can't say that. Third brother, you can't do it down there. Others don't know. They won't take off your pants to see, right? So it's okay. Don't think so much. Big brother, isn't this lying through your teeth? Zhu Eru, who was at the side, frowned and said to Zhu Daniu, Big brother, don't try to persuade him. Just let him hit the wall. I don't believe that he's willing to die. He's just making a ruckus. As soon as Zhu Eru finished speaking, Mrs. Zhu's resentful eyes fell on Zhu Eru. What did you say? How did I give birth to such a cruel thing like you? Not only did you make your brother like this, but now you're telling him to die. Are you still human? Mrs. Zhu scolded him, but it wasn't enough to vent her anger. When she thought of her youngest son, her heart ached. She couldn't help but scratch Zhu Eru's face. Zhu Eru didn't stupidly let Mrs. Zhu scratch him. Instead, he took a step back. Old Madame Zhu's claw missed. Bah, Mrs. Zhu was not reconciled. She directly spat on Zhu Eru's face. The saliva had a foul smell. Zhu Eru felt disgusted and wiped the saliva on his face with his sleeve. Mother, you're blaming me now. What did he do? Doesn't he know it himself? Why would I do that to him for no reason? Mother, you're biased, but you can't be so biased. I'm also your son. At this moment, Zhu Eru didn't feel much anger in his heart. Instead, he felt sad and disappointed. They were both sons, but Mrs. Zhu's attitude was so different. In what way was he inferior to his third brother? Mrs. Zhu replied angrily, You still know that you're my son. Did you think it was easy for me to give birth to you? If you still have me as your mother in your heart and don't want me to die, then save your third brother first. Let Mulan ask Zhao Yuner for the tiger's penis. This way, Sanlu can be cured. Zhu Eru's eyes sharpened and he sneered, Mother, you're still thinking about this. If third brother's lower part is really cured, who knows what he will do. This bastard was a little morbid when it came to the matters between men and women. Therefore, Zhu Eru felt that no matter what, Zhu Sanlu's lower body could not be treated. Zhu Sanlu laughed bitterly and said to Zhu Eru, Second brother, please ask second sister-in-law for help. Ask Zhao Yuner for the tiger's penis. I promise I won't do anything bad in the future. You think I believe you? Second brother, I'm your biological brother. Why don't you believe me? I swear, right? If I can't do it, I won't be able to marry a wife for the rest of my life. When I die, no one will collect my corpse. Zhu Sanlu raised his hand and vowed. Chapter 564. Mrs. Zhu said and started to hit the wall. Zhu Daniu hurriedly stopped her and said to Mrs. Zhu, Mother, why are you taking things too hard? Second brother didn't say he didn't agree. Zhu Daniu said to Zhu Eru, don't just stand there. Just agree. Third brother is our third brother. We can't watch him not do it for the rest of his life. Don't you think so? Zhu Eru snorted, I can't agree to this. If mother really commits suicide because of this, I can't do anything about it. Second brother, why are you so cruel? This is our mother. Zhu Daini sighed. Zhu Eru felt that his big brother was deliberately stirring up trouble. He said this because it had nothing to do with him. He just wanted to join in the fun. I've raised him for nothing. Heartless thing. Mrs. Zhu sat on the ground and cried. It was annoying to hear. Mulan saw that her man was in a difficult position and couldn't help but say, Mother, don't scold Eru. This matter can't be settled just because he agreed. The tiger penis is such a precious thing. Even if I have a good relationship with Yun her, she won't give it to me. Even blood brothers settle accounts clearly, let alone outsiders. So don't make things difficult for me. I really can't help you. If it was before, Mulan definitely wouldn't dare to say these words. But now, Mulan decided to stand up bravely to protect her man and child. Big brother, mother, Lon, is right. The tiger penis is a good thing. How can you just ask someone to give it to you? Even if you want to make things difficult, you can't do this. After listening to Mulan's brother Zhu Eru's words, Zhu Sanlu was a little desperate. Mrs. Zhu was still crying and shouting. Zhu Daini frowned. He wanted to find fault, but he couldn't. They were neither relatives nor friends. They wouldn't give good things to others. Mulan couldn't get it even if she asked. Then there's no other way. It's just that third brother is so pitiful. Zhu Daini sighed. Old Madame Zhu cried even more sadly. When Zhu Sanlu saw that no one was pulling him, he obediently got up. He couldn't really kill himself. Mother, I'm not dead yet. Don't cry like you're at a funeral. How unlucky. Zhu Sanlu complained to Mrs. Zhu. Mrs. Zhu blinked, wiped the tears from the corners of her eyes, and asked, Lu, are you really not going to commit suicide? No, for mother, I can't commit suicide. After hearing what Zhu Sanlu said, Mrs. Zhu finally breathed a sigh of relief. Yes. That's good. Then mother won't cry. Mrs. Zhu said as she nimbly got up from the ground. Zhu Eru sighed. He was too lazy to care about his mother anymore. She only knew how to make trouble. She didn't give him any peace of mind. He had to harden his heart and ignore Mrs. Zhu. No matter how she tried to commit suicide, it was none of his business. Mulan also followed Zhu Eru out of Zhu Sanlu's room. She knew better than anyone else how helpless her man was, but she couldn't say anything. Mulan continued to go into the room to cook. When she reached the kitchen, she found that the tiger meat on the plate was a little less. Although it wasn't much, it could still be seen. Mulan's brows furrowed. Her first reaction was that someone had secretly eaten it. In broad daylight, rats weren't stupid enough to wander out. Only someone would secretly eat it. She had only been in Zhu Sanlu's room for a while. Just now, other than the children, only her sister-in-law didn't enter the room. Could it be that she beat her sister-in-law and secretly ate it? Chapter 565. Huanhua had been sitting in the yard. She didn't dare to go in and see what was going on in Zhu Sanlu's room. Now Huanhua was afraid of Zhu Sanlu. What happened before had left a psychological shadow on her. Basically, Huanhua would hide far away when she saw Zhu Sanlu. Mother, only Aunt went in just now. I didn't see anyone else go in. Huanhua said. Mulan was silent for a while. That was undoubtedly her sister-in-law. But she couldn't question her sister-in-law. Even if she did, her sister-in-law probably wouldn't admit it. Forget it. She'd better add laxatives and let her poop properly. Let's see if she can still steal. In the future, she had to put the things in the house away and add a lock to the house. Of course, the most important thing was to build a house as soon as possible and move out. In this way, no one would have a chance to steal. There was no one in the house. Xiao Yun guessed that Mu Lianfeng had taken Dao to the mountain again. Now that the mining had not officially started, some necessary equipment was being transported over. The mine on the mountain was still under investigation. After the details were confirmed, Mu Lianfeng had to make arrangements. Although most of the things were left to Mo Yen, some things still had to go through him. Xiao Yun felt that the mining of the mine would take at least a year and a half. This was good. Mu Lianfeng could accompany her well. Xiao Yun was already prepared for the matter of Nanny Li. It would be very difficult for the Shizi's manor to accept her. Instead of thinking about this, it was better to live a happy life with Mu Lianfeng. During this period of time, the two of them were happy. Xiao Yun went into the kitchen to cook. When it was time to eat, Mu Lianfeng and Dao Du would know to come back to eat. There was still a lot of tiger meat left from yesterday. Xiao Yun used it to braise. When she went up the mountain, she also picked some mushrooms. These were fresh and delicious. Xiao Yun put some meat and more oil in them. When they were out of the pot, the fragrance filled the whole room. In addition, he chopped a handful of small vegetables in the vegetable garden and made a cabbage and tofu soup with tofu. He also stir-fried green pepper and eggs. There were 3 dishes and a soup. Although they were not delicacies, they were quite tasty. Mu Lianfeng and Dao Du came down from the mountain as if they were better guarded. This time, there were 2 more people who returned. One was Mo Yen, while the other was Helian Qin. Xiao Yun did not expect that Helian Qin would actually come. He was probably here to look for Mu Lianfeng. The two of them had the best relationship and had not seen each other for a while. As soon as Helian Qin smelled the fragrance in Xiao Yun's kitchen, he immediately ran over with a greedy look. He smiled shamelessly and asked, "Miss Yun, have you finished cooking? Can we eat now?" When it came to eating, Mo Yen, who was behind Mu Lianfeng, was also rather excited. The food they ate on the mountain these days was much worse than the food in the manor. As Mu Lianfeng's guard, his status was not low. He had never eaten bad food and had never eaten the dishes of the countryside. When he came over this time, he found that the dishes of the countryside only had some oil and salt. There was nothing else, so it was tasteless. When he came over to Xiao Yun's place, he found that the food in Xiao Yun's house was actually so fragrant. It had been a while since he had eaten good food, so Mo Yan's appetite was aroused. As a result, just like Helian Qin, he looked at Xiao Yun eagerly, hoping that Xiao Yun would nod and call the two of them to eat. Chapter 566. What's wrong, Miss Yun? Helian Qin asked hurriedly. Well, I didn't know you were coming too, so I only prepared food for 3 people when I prepared lunch. Her meaning was obvious. She didn't prepare food for Mo Yen and Helian Qin. Mu Lianfeng smiled faintly and said, "Yun, let's eat. Don't worry about them." Xiao Yun was stunned. Did he really not care about Helian Qin and Mo Yen? Helian Qin was a guest after all. As for Mo Yen, she had never eaten here before. Wouldn't it be bad if he didn't let them eat this time? Xiao Yun looked at Mu Lianfeng. He seemed to be telling the truth. This man's skin was really thick. Helian Qin jumped up anxiously. How can I do this? Ah, Feng, I'm here for you. I'm starving now, but you won't even let me eat. Don't you feel bad? Why would I feel bad? If you rush back to Yang City now, you'll be able to eat very soon. You don't have to stay here for a meal, right? Mu Lianfeng raised his eyebrows and said. You. Helian Qin glared at Mu Lianfeng angrily and shouted at Mu Lianfeng, seriously, you've become more and more petty. It's just a meal. How can you treat me like this? If I knew you were so heartless, I wouldn't have come. Mo Yen looked at her master pitifully. He also had complaints in his heart, but he didn't dare to say it out loud, unlike Hellion Chin. If he wasn't killed by his master, he also wanted to say something. Xiao Yun'er's mouth twitched. She said to the few of them, "Why don't the three of you eat first? I'll make a few more dishes." "Miss Yun'er, is this really okay?" Hellion Chin asked excitedly. Xiao Yun'er couldn't help but complain in her heart. Could it not be okay? With Hellion Chen's behavior, if he didn't eat today, he would probably stay and not leave. He would even scold Mu Lianfeng. At the same time, she felt that since they had come all the way here, it wouldn't be nice if she didn't keep them for a meal. It wouldn't be too troublesome to cook a few more dishes. "Sure, come in and have a seat. I'll bring you the dishes." Xiao Yun'er greeted. Mu Lianfeng looked at Xiao Yun'er with heartache and did not continue to say anything. He did not let He Lianchen and Mo Yen stay to eat because he was afraid that Xiao Yun'er would be too annoyed with cooking. Miss Yun'er is the best." Hellion waved his fan and happily entered Xiao Yun'er's room. Xiao Yun'er served a few dishes. Hellion and Mo Yen began to eat eagerly. They picked up their chopsticks and reached out for the food. But before it could reach him, it was slapped away by Mu Lianfeng. "What's the rush? I haven't eaten yet." Hellion and Mo Yen felt rather wronged. Seriously, with Mu Lianfeng's dawdling manner, the food would be cold by the time he ate. "Then hurry up and eat," Hellion urged. "Okay," Mu Lianfeng responded. Then he picked up his chopsticks and used a cloth to wipe the water off the surface of the mountain before eating. Hellion could not help but roll his eyes. He was so particular about eating. Who knew when he would dawdle? Only after Mu Lianfeng put down his chopsticks did Hellion dare to eat as well. As expected, Miss Yun'er's cooking is good. Even if it's a simple home-cooked dish, it has a different flavor. It's even better than the dishes in restaurants, Hellion sighed emotionally as he ate. Chapter 567. Hellion wolfed down the food while Mu Lianfeng chewed and swallowed slowly. Mu Lianfeng's cold gaze landed on Hellion. "Even eating can't shut your mouth." Mo Yen, who originally wanted to follow Hellion and praise Xiao Yun'er's culinary skills, directly shut her mouth at this moment. "Master is really fierce. Then I'd better continue eating and not ask for a rebuff like Hellion." After Hellion was scolded by Mu Lianfeng, he continued to eat silently. "What meat is this? Why does it taste so special?" Mu Lianfeng asked. "This?" Mu Lianfeng looked at the tiger meat on the table. He replied indifferently, "Rat meat." With that, the two men who were eating meat on the table were instantly petrified. Then, they could not help but vomit, feeling extremely disgusted. Ugh, however, Mu Lianfeng very calmly picked up a piece of tiger meat and ate it. Feng, you're eating rat meat. Are you a pervert?" Hellion cried out. "It's just a joke. Why are you guys reacting so strongly? Can rat meat be so delicious?" Mu Lianfeng said very calmly. Chapter 568. "Daodu, what's wrong?" Xiao Yun lowered her voice and asked. "Mother." Daodu moved in front of Xiao Yun'er and whispered into Xiao Yun'er's ear, "Mother, Little Black's mother is here. She's with Little Black now. Keep your voice down so that you won't scare her away." Xiao Yun'er was curious after Daodu finished speaking. "Little Black's mother is here." Xiao Yun'er looked into the kennel and found that inside the kennel, Big White was lying in front of Little Black, while Little Black was in Big White's arms, drinking milk in Big White's arms. After Little Black was injured, he couldn't eat anything. Xiao Yun could only get him some goat's milk to drink. With Big White here, Little Black also had breast milk to drink. Xiao Yun felt that it was a little strange. She remembered that Big White used to dislike Little Black very much. Could it be that he felt sorry for Little Black now that he was injured? Maybe he was his own child after all. When Big White was feeding, he even licked Little Black's body. He looked at Little Black with motherly love in his eyes. Xiao Yun smiled when she saw this. She said to Daodu, "Mother, keep your voice down. Don't startle him." Okay. Come, eat the noodles." Xiao Yun passed the noodles over. Daodu held the bowl and started eating. Maybe it was because he didn't eat noodles often. Although the ingredients were simple, it was still delicious. Xiao Yun wasn't very hungry, so she just ate a little. After she finished eating, she went into the house to see if the three men had finished eating. When she entered the house, she found that the few dishes that she had cooked later had been swept clean. Only a layer of soup was left on the plate. Xiao Yun couldn't help but sigh. Their appetites really weren't simple. The portions of every dish were huge. It was enough for 5 or 6 people. However, after eating so much, Helian and Mo Yen still looked like they hadn't had enough. "Are you guys full? Do you want me to cook a few more dishes for you?" Xiao Yuner asked. Since he had already entertained them, he definitely had to entertain them well. He couldn't possibly let them go hungry. Helian was a little agitated and was about to say that he was not full. However, Mu Lianfeng's cold gaze drifted over, and he was so scared that he quickly shut his mouth. "I'm full. Miss Yuner, your cooking is really delicious." The corners of Helian mouth had a hint of bitterness and grievance. Xiao Yuner understood. Helian wanted to continue eating, but Mu Lianfeng wouldn't let him. She guessed that Mu Lianfeng was afraid that she would have to work too hard to cook. "It's good that you're full. If you like, you can come back next time." Helian agreed without hesitation. "Sure. You still want to eat here? There's nothing to eat at home." Mu Lianfeng was a little displeased. "It's not the same. It's better to eat here." "Aw Feng, you're really lucky to be able to eat Miss Yuner's cooking every day. If only I could eat it every day." Mu Lianfeng snorted softly. "Do you really think that everyone has such a life? Let me tell you, there's no point in being envious." "Aw Feng, you're so annoying. When I get married, I'll send her to Miss Yuner's place so that she can learn from her. Then we'll talk about it when you have a wife. However, I don't think you'll be able to get a wife in 3 to 5 years." As Mu Lianfeng spoke, he began to stand up and clear the table. Xiao Yuner had already worked hard enough cooking. Mu Lianfeng didn't want her to tire herself out. Chapter 569. As you wish. Mu Lianfeng could not help but reply indifferently. Helian felt like he was about to explode from anger because of Mu Lianfeng. "I'm leaving. I'm leaving now. I shouldn't have come." Yes. Let's go." Mu Lianfeng nodded. His tone even contained some impatience. Helian felt like his heart had shattered. He angrily flung his sleeves and left Xiao Yuner's house. Mo Yen looked at Helian sympathetically. She thought that Helian was really pitiful. His master, yes, had indeed become a little too much. Seeing Helian leave, Xiao Yuner smiled at Mu Lianfeng and said, "Actually, it's fine to let him come over for a few more meals. After all, he's your friend." Mu Lianfeng shook his head. "That won't do. If he comes over for a meal, he'll tire you out. You're already working very hard. Why should you serve him? Don't you think so?" So he felt sorry for her. Mu Lianfeng led Xiao Yun a rest while he carried the plates into the kitchen and began to wash them. Mo Yan was a little dumbfounded as he watched his master busy himself. If he had not seen it with his own eyes, how would he have known that Mu Lianfeng would do these women's chores? This Yun He seemed rather extraordinary. She was actually able to train his master well. Mu Lianfeng seemed to sense Mo Yan's gaze as well. He turned around and glared at him. "What are you looking at?" Mo Yan hurriedly said, "Nothing. Master. I'm going up the mountain." Mo Yan knew that he could not be a third wheel. Otherwise, his master would have plenty of ways to torment him. "Yes." Mu Lianfeng replied with satisfaction. In the afternoon, Xiao Yun went to old Zhao's house. Liang Jinxiao said that Zhao Tianan's leg was injured from a fall. She came to see if her younger brother's injury was serious. The mining work was off today. Zhao Yunlong was also at home, building a chicken shed behind the courtyard. The chicken shed didn't need to be too big, as long as it could shelter the chickens from the wind and rain. Using 4 sticks, he set up 4 stakes and then tied them together with some slightly thicker branches. After the framework was set up, a layer of straw was placed on top of it. The most important thing was the fence. Only with a fence around it could the chickens not run out. Free chickens leave chicken poop everywhere they go. When Zhao Yuner came over, Zhao Wenhua had almost finished setting up the chicken shed. Looking at this cheap father of his, it was really not bad for him to do these things. In the entire old Zhao family, Zhao Wenhua was probably the best at these things. "Mother, then you can buy a chicken tomorrow." Liang Jinxiao smiled and said, "Yes, tomorrow will be enough. In the future, our family will have eggs to eat. We won't need to buy any more. We can save a lot of money." Currently, Xiao Yuner's family didn't lack money. However, Liang Jinxiao was used to being frugal, so he felt that every bit of money he could save was a bit. When Zhao Ping got married, it would be another expense. In addition, in the future, buying land, Zhao Tianfu's studies, and Zhao Tianan's not young anymore. He could prepare for his marriage. All of these things required real money. "Yes, yes." Zhao Yuner nodded. Liang Jinxiao's words were heard by the old Zhao family. Li Chuiying just happened to be shoveling chicken poop. He complained, "Third sister-in-law, you still have the energy to raise chickens. Why don't you take care of them for me?" Chapter 570. Old Zhao's family raised more than 20 chickens, and these chickens had to eat a lot every day. The problem was that Hu Chunhua wanted to raise these chickens, but she also didn't want too much food at home. She also wanted the hens to lay eggs. This way, Li Chuiying had to carry a basket and go to the fields to get some chicken grass back. Not only that, some parts of the chicken shed were broken, and there were several holes in the fence. These chickens that were locked up often came out, and the yard was full of chicken poop. Zhao Xinhui was a clean freak, so she would scold her whenever she saw chicken poop. Hu Chunhua loved this daughter very much, so when Zhao Xinhui was unhappy, Hu Chunhua would help Zhao Xinhui scold her as well. Li Chuiying was afraid of Hu Chunhua, so she had to clean up the chicken poop on the ground. "Second aunt, you must be joking. My mother raises chickens so that our family can eat eggs. If in the future, we can share half of the eggs that old Zhao's family lays, then we can ask my mother to help take care of them." Zhao Yun curled her lips and sneered. I'm not sure about this. Your grandmother definitely won't be willing to share half of the eggs. Then what else did second aunt say? We've already separated from the family. Don't tell me you still want my mother to work for you for free. Zhao Yun's tone was a bit harsh and sarcastic. Li Chuiying felt that she was asking for a snub, so she smiled embarrassedly and said, "Okay, but third sister-in-law, the chicken shed at home is also broken down. If third brother isn't busy, then help clean up the chicken shed. Look at the smell of chicken poop in front of your house, right? If you accidentally step on it, your shoes will be covered in poop. It's quite disgusting. As Li Chuiying spoke, she deliberately pointed at Zhao Yun. Yun, girl, look, you accidentally stepped on it. Zhao Yun lowered her head and realized that it really was. Feeling disgusted, he hurriedly stepped on the ground and cleaned the chicken poop on his shoes. The color of the chicken poop was a little close to the soil on the ground, so if one didn't pay attention, they wouldn't be able to tell. He didn't know how many times he had stepped on it. Zhao Yun was speechless. She said to Li Chuiying, "Second aunt, why did you let my father do it? Can't first uncle and second uncle do it? How can your first uncle and second uncle be as powerful as your father? They wouldn't do such a thing. Can't they learn it? Two grown men, yet they don't even know how to do such a simple thing. Aren't they ashamed? Fortunately, we've separated from the family. If we hadn't, I don't know if we'd have to rely on my father for everything." Li Chuiying was a little displeased. "You child, it's just a casual thing. Your father didn't even say anything, so why are you interrupting? If she didn't fix the chicken shed, she would be the one tired." Every day, she had to bend over to cut the chicken grass and clean the chicken poop. It made her back a little uncomfortable. When Zhao Wenhua heard the commotion, she put down the work in her hands and said to Li Chuiying, "Second sister-in-law, I think Yun, girl is right. We can't rely on me to fix things at home. If eldest brother and second brother don't know how to do it, they can ask me. I'll tell them how to do it. Now that the chicken shed is broken, they can do it themselves." Zhao Wenhua understood that teaching a man to fish was better than giving him a fish. If you don't want to help, then don't help. Why are you talking so much? As Li Chuiying spoke, she turned around angrily and prepared to leave. Chapter 571. Ouch! Li Chuiying cried out in pain. "Second sister-in-law, are you okay?" Liang Jinchao wanted to help Li Chuiying up. "It hurts, it hurts." Li Chuiying whined. Second sister-in-law, Liang Jinchao quickly retracted his hand that was about to help Li Chuiying up. Li Chuiying's hands were on the ground and accidentally got a lot of chicken poop on them. Although she pitied Li Chuiying, she couldn't possibly shake Li Chuiying's hand when she saw the chicken poop on it. Second sister-in-law, can you get up on your own?" Liang Jinchao asked with concern. "Third sister-in-law, why are you so heartless that you won't help me up? My butt is rotten, I can't get up." Li Chuiying continued to whine. Liang Jinchao looked a little embarrassed. "Second sister-in-law, your hands are covered in chicken poop. Why don't you wipe your hands clean and then I'll help you up? What do you think?" Li Chuiying wouldn't have noticed if Liang Jinchao hadn't said anything. After Liang Jinchao said it, Li Chuiying quickly looked at her hands. She really got some chicken poop. It was black and sticky. Just looking at it made her feel disgusted. She sat on the ground and probably got some on her pants. Sigh, I'm so unlucky. Who did I offend to end up like this? It's so infuriating. Li Chuiying cursed. Now that she knew how disgusting she was, she didn't let Liang Jinchao help her up and quickly got up from the ground. Li Chuiying looked at her butt and went back into the house angrily. She probably went to wash her hands and change her clothes. Zhao Yun couldn't help but laugh. How interesting. Li Chuiying was really unlucky. She wondered if this was God's punishment for her shameless behavior. Liang Jinchao sighed. He seemed to pity Li Chuiying. Zhao Yun shook her head. Her mother was still too kind. I'll continue building the shed. There's still some left, Zhao Wenhua said. Father, let me help you. Zhao Yun's impression of Zhao Wenhua improved. As long as Zhao Wenhua was not as useless as before and the third branch could live a good life, she would be happy. Zhao Wenhua waved his hand. Yuner, have a rest. Father will be fine by himself. I'm fine too. I'll lend you a hand. Then, all right. Zhao Wenhua finally nodded. The two of them set up the chicken shed, so their speed was faster. Zhao Yun found that Zhao Wenhua was quite clever and skillful. The fences were woven very well. While the two of them were busy, they talked about building a house. Zhao Wenhua had been looking for Zhao Yun for the past few days, but he didn't find a big piece of land. Since they wanted to build a few more houses, the land had to be bigger. At least 1 or 2 mu of land would be enough. Yuner, there is a piece of land in the east of the village that is quite suitable. The 2 pieces of land are connected together. One of the pieces of land is old Chen's old house. People no longer live there. If we discuss with old Chen's family, we can buy that piece of land and tear down the old house. It will be enough for our family to build a house. In addition, it's close to the roadside and the river. It's convenient to travel, Zhao Wenhua said. Will old Chen's family sell that piece of land? Zhao Yun asked curiously. Zhao Wenhua shook his head. I don't know if old Chen's family will sell it or not. Since they don't use it, it's a waste to leave it there. It's better to sell it and get some money. Chapter 572. Okay. Zhao Wenhua responded. Thinking of building a big house, Zhao Yun still has some expectations. It was indeed very inconvenient to squeeze into a small house every day. The two of them quickly set up the chicken shed. They breathed a sigh of relief and entered the house of the third house. Zhao Yun didn't know that before entering the house, but after entering the house, Zhao Yun realized that Qin Yuan was also there. During the day, Zhao Wenhua sent the tiger meat to the family Qin. The family Qin asked Qin Yuan to come over as a token of appreciation. Qin Yuan sat in the house of the third house. Zhao Ping kept pestering him. He seemed to be a little impatient, and there was a trace of disgust in his eyes. Zhao Yun frowned. Qin Yuan was also a weirdo. He came to her house and didn't help her father when he was working. Instead, he just sat in the house. Usually, prospective sons-in-law were very diligent. If the woman's family needed help, they would ask to help. After all, it was not easy for people in ancient times to get a wife. If he didn't do something, what if the woman was unwilling to marry him? Qin Yuan did this because he didn't care. He didn't help Zhao Wenhua and didn't do anything in her house. It showed that he didn't care whether he married Zhao Ping or not. In the end, Zhao Ping was too poor, and he didn't like her. Qin Yuan greeted Zhao Yun when he saw her coming over. Zhao Yun nodded faintly in response. Then, she walked to Zhao Tianan and asked, Tianan, how's your leg? What's the matter? Second sister, my leg is fine. It's just a scratch. It hurts a little. I'll be fine after a few days of rest, Zhao Tianan said casually as if nothing had happened. Zhao Yun felt that Zhao Tianan was deliberately saying this so that she wouldn't worry. Let second sister take a look. Zhao Tianan was sitting on the bed, his legs not under the quilt. Hearing Zhao Yun's words, she felt a little embarrassed. Second sister, I'm really fine. There's no need to check, right? Zhao Tianan felt that it was inappropriate to show his thighs to Zhao Yun since he was already so big. Although they were blood-related siblings, there were still some taboos when they grew up. Why not? I want to see how second elder sister knows how badly you fell. Second sister. Zhao Tianan's cheeks were dyed with a blush. What's wrong? Tianan, are you shy? Zhao Yun smiled. Zhao Yun couldn't help but laugh when she saw her eldest brother's embarrassed look. He was really a pure and innocent little boy. Second sister. It's just looking at your legs. I'm not looking at other places. When you were a child, I saw your butt when you were bathing. Zhao Yun'er teased. It was hard to find such a pure and innocent little boy in the 21st century. Second sister. Zhao Tianan's face turned red when he was teased by Zhao Yun'er. That was when I was a child. Second sister, I also saw your butt. Zhao Yun'er's mouth twitched. She was a little embarrassed. Okay, take out your legs. Let me see. I still have some medicinal herbs at home. If it's serious, I'll apply some medicine on you. You'll get better faster. Zhao Tianan couldn't win against Zhao Yun'er, so he had to take out his legs. Slowly rolling up his trousers, Zhao Yun'er found that his knees had scabbed. It should have been quite serious. However, it had scabbed and didn't fester, which meant it was fine. Chapter 573. Got it, second sister, Zhao Tianan responded. Good boy. Second sister. Zhao Tianan's voice was even lower, as if he had something to say. What's wrong, Tianan? Second sister. When I fell down the mountain that day, it was Ma Xiaofeng who brought me back. Why don't we also send her some tiger meat? After Zhao Tianan finished speaking, he carefully looked at Zhao Yun'er to see Zhao Yun'er's attitude. However, after saying this, Zhao Tianan's ears turned even redder. Zhao Yun'er listened and was silent for a moment. She saw that her younger brother seemed particularly shy when he mentioned Ma Xiaofeng. Could it be that his heart was rippling and he had taken a fancy to Ma Xiaofeng? Was it Ma Xiaofeng who brought you back that day? Zhao Yun'er asked. Yes. I fell down, and there was no one at the foot of the mountain. If I hadn't met Xiaofeng, I don't know how long I would have to stay at the foot of the mountain. Zhao Tianan lowered his head and said shyly. However, Zhao Yun was thinking in her heart. Was it really such a coincidence to meet Ma Xiaofeng? Did that scheming woman deliberately help Zhao Tianan? Thinking about it, she felt that it was unlikely. After all, Zhao Tianan's fall was not something she could have predicted. It was even more impossible for her to stay at the foot of the mountain and wait for Zhao Tianan to have a problem, than go forward to help, right? Perhaps she was thinking too much, and it was just a coincidence. That's fine. I'll ask Mother to send a caddy of tiger meat over later. Yes. Zhao Tianan listened and nodded happily. Seeing Zhao Tianan's performance, Zhao Yun'er's heart twisted together. This younger brother of hers seemed to be really interested in Ma Xiaofeng. 16 or 17 years old young men were at the peak of their youth. It was normal for them to fall in love with girls. In ancient times, Zhao Tianan was old enough to get married. After all, in ancient times, people got married early. When they got older, it was not easy to talk about marriage. Liang Jinchao originally planned to wait for Zhao Ping to get married, then slowly help Zhao Tianan to make arrangements. In the next 1 or 2 years, he could bring back a wife. If it was another girl, Zhao Yun'er wouldn't think much of it. But Ma Xiaofeng. If Zhao Tianan really married that scheming woman, would she treat Zhao Tianan sincerely? Would he plot against their family? Zhao Yun'er sighed. She had to think of a way to prevent her brother from having any thoughts about Ma Xiaofeng. I'm going to shit. Qin Yuan caught a glimpse of Zhao Xinhui coming out of the house and walking in the direction of the latrine. He knew that Zhao Xinhui was definitely going to shit. He came over to the third branch's place to see Zhao Xinhui. But Zhao Xinhui was in his own house, and he was being dragged by Zhao Ping. There was no chance at all. Now that he finally got the chance, if he didn't seize it, he might not have the chance to talk to Zhao Xinhui today. Big brother Yuan, I'll go with you, Zhao Ping has said shyly. I'm going to shit. Why are you following me? Qin Yuan replied unwillingly. Zhao Ping pursed her lips and said with some grievance, Big brother Yuan, the last time you squatted in the latrine to shit, your legs went numb from squatting, and you almost fell in. What if I don't go with you this time and you're still like this? The corner of Qin Yuan's mouth twitched, and he said calmly, Don't worry. I won't squat for so long this time, so my legs won't go numb. You're a girl, so you have to be reserved in some things. Don't be so shameless. When I marry you in the future, you'll still embarrass me. Chapter 574. Then Big Brother Yuan, you have to be quick. Got it, got it. Qin Yuan replied a little impatiently. Just as he stepped out of the door, Zhao Ping shouted again, Big Brother Yuan. Qin Yuan held back his anger and thought, why is this Zhao Ping so annoying? What else is there? Can you finish telling me in one breath? Do you know that you're very annoying like this? Qin Yuan's tone was a little cold as he said plainly. Big Brother Yuan. I wanted to say that you didn't bring any toilet paper. If you realize that you didn't bring any when you're halfway through taking shit, are you going to use your hands to wipe it? As Zhao Ping spoke, she handed Qin Yuan the toilet paper aggrievedly. The corner of Qin Yuan's mouth twitched again, and he reached out to take it. Seeing Qin Yuan leave in a huff, Zhao Ping sat back down on the stool. She didn't really understand why Qin Yuan would be angry with her. She didn't do anything. Wasn't it a good thing to remind him to bring toilet paper? Zhao Yun was at the side, trying hard not to laugh out loud. This Zhao Ping was a weirdo. Qin Yuan was also a weirdo. Previously, she thought that Qin Yuan wasn't bad. He was a delicate-looking little boy. His personality should also be that kind of gentle and quiet. However, she didn't expect that Qin Yuan was just a bag of skin. This person didn't seem to have a good character. It was also good that he was a good match for Zhao Ping. That weirdo Zhao Ping needed to be taught a lesson. Clearly, in front of Qin Yuan, Zhao Ping became an obedient child. Qin Yuan quickly went to the back of old Zhao's house and stood guard in front of the latrine. Little aunt, Qin Yuan called out to Zhao Xinhui, who was in the latrine. My niece-in-law. Zhao Xinhui asked. Yes, it's me, auntie. I'm Qin Yuan. Qin Yuan answered happily. Oh. Why is it that every time I see you, you're always at the latrine? Zhao Xinhui couldn't help but reply indifferently. Qin Yuan smiled awkwardly and said, Auntie, it was a coincidence that we met last time. This time, I saw you coming out of the latrine, so I followed you. Zhao Xinhui was a little displeased when he heard this. Why did you follow me to the latrine? Are you trying to peek at me? No. Aunt, you've misunderstood. Qin Yuan hurriedly waved his hand and explained. He was afraid that Xan Hui would think that he was a hooligan. Auntie, Zhao Ping stopped me from looking for you. Now that I saw you come to the latrine, I quickly found an excuse to come over. I see. Zhao Xinhui seemed to be thinking about something. Auntie. Did you know? After I left last time, all I could think about was you. Qin Yuan took a deep breath and mustered up the courage to tell Zhao Xinhui. If he didn't confess now, he wouldn't have another chance in the future. If Zhao Xinhui liked him and was willing to marry him, even if he had a hard life and was poor, he would never marry Zhao Ping. A girl's faint laughter came from the latrine. Forget it. You're my niece-in-law. Auntie. You're so beautiful, of course I miss you. I can't possibly think about that ugly freak Zhao Ping, right? Yes, you're right. Zhao Xinhui wiped her butt and came out of the latrine. Auntie. Qin Yuan was a little excited and stuck to Zhao Xinhui. He pushed her against the wall. What are you doing? Zhao Xinhui asked. Chapter 575. Auntie, I don't want to do anything. I just want to get closer to you. As he spoke, Qin Yuan leaned closer to Zhao Xinhui. Aren't you afraid that Ping will come after me if she sees this? Zhao Xinhui asked. If Zhao Ping dares to hit you again, I'll teach her a lesson. I can't let her ride on my head, Qin Yuan said with a masculine look, protecting Zhao Xinhui. That won't do. I'm Ping Er's auntie, so I'll be your auntie in the future. You can't think of me in your heart, Zhao Xinhui said as she pushed Qin Yuan away. Qin Yuan was a little anxious. But auntie, I like you. I realized that I fell in love with you at first sight. All right. It's no use even if you like me. I don't like you. Besides, you'll be marrying Ping in the future. Let me tell you, the person I'll be marrying in the future must be someone with status. I won't take a liking to a poor boy like you. Unless you have the ability to stand out among your peers. At that time, I'll consider again. Zhao Xinhui finished speaking, turned around, and left. Qin Yuan looked at Zhao Xinhui's back disappointedly. Stand out among his peers. Can he? Zhao Ping waited anxiously. Finally, Qin Yuan returned. Big brother Yuan, if you still didn't come back, I would have gone to the toilet to look for you. Qin Yuan glanced coldly at Zhao Ping. Why are you so long-winded? Big brother Yuan. I'm just worried about you. Qin Yuan snorted softly. At this moment, a commotion came from the courtyard. Oh my! Something big has happened. The people in the house hurriedly ran out and saw Zhao Wenshi coming back with Zhao Baoshan on her back. There was even a lot of blood on the ground. Hu Chunhua asked, "What's wrong?" "What's wrong?" "Mother, there's a big cut on father's foot," Zhao Wenshi said. As he spoke, Zhao Wenshi put down Zhao Baoshan and placed him on the chair. He was so tired that he panted heavily and wiped the sweat off his forehead. Why is there a big cut? Hu Chunhua asked hurriedly. I don't know who threw the broken bowl into our family's field. Father stepped on it and accidentally made a big hole. Fortunately, second brother and I were also here. Otherwise, who would send father back? Second brother went to look for Dr. Sunday. He'll be back soon. Zhao Wenshi explained. Hu Chunhua lowered her head and looked at the 5 to 6 centimeters long wound on Zhao Baoshan's foot. She cursed, who the hell would do such a wicked thing? If I find out, I'll skin him alive. Old man, don't let anything happen to you. Our family depends on you. The wound on Zhao Baoshan's foot was indeed scary. Blood was dripping down. Because he had lost too much blood, his entire face was somewhat pale. Yes, father, you have to hold on. Don't let anything happen to you. Zhao Wenshi added. Father, you're the pillar of our old Zhao family. If anything happens to you, our old Zhao family will be finished. Father, Dr. Sun will be here soon. You have to hold on. Zhao Baoshan, who was sitting on the chair, was so angry that he took a deep breath and scolded, What are you shouting about? Are you cursing me to death? You're making it sound like a funeral. It's just a little blood. What's the big deal? The old Zhao family members were so scared that they didn't dare to open their mouths. Father. It's good that you're fine. We're just worried about you. Chapter 576. Zhao Baoshan even suspected that his sons wished for him to die. Father. Does your foot hurt? Do you want me to stop the bleeding first? Otherwise, it will keep bleeding. Zhao Wenhuo walked forward and said with concern. Zhao Wenhuo thought that Zhao Baoshan would probably not be able to walk for a while after being tormented like this. Old Zhao's family had a lot of fields. In the past, Zhao Wenhuo, Zhao Wentao, and Zhao Baoshan were the ones who did most of the work. His eldest son and second son basically didn't do much work. Now that they had separated from the family, he couldn't interfere with old Zhao's work. Zhao Wentao had to go to the mountains to mine, and Zhao Baoshan was injured. If he relied on Zhao Wenshi and Zhao Wenshui, half of the family's fields would be abandoned. I can't stop it. Let's wait for Dr. Sun to come. Zhao Baoshan replied weakly. Zhao Wenhua sighed and said. All right then, father. After a while, Zhao Wenshui brought Dr. Sun over. Dr. Sun lived in the village, not far from old Zhao's family, so he came over quickly. He carried a medical box in his hand. As soon as he came over and saw Zhao Baoshan's wound, he sighed and said, although it's not very serious, he has lost so much blood. He has to rest well during this period of time. He can't work, and he has to cook more delicious food to nourish his body. Once his blood and qi are replenished, he will be fine. As Dr. Sun spoke, he took out a bottle from the medical box and poured the powder on Zhao Baoshan's wound. The bleeding immediately stopped. The effect of the medicine was very magical and effective. Then, Dr. Sun took out a white cloth and bandaged Zhao Baoshan's foot. After everything was done, Dr. Sun stood up and handed over 2 small bottles. After a few words, he began to ask for money. It was such a simple bandage, but Dr. Sun asked for 1 tael of silver. Old Zhao's family felt their hearts ache, but they had to pay. After waiting for Dr. Sun to leave with the silver in satisfaction, Wu Chunhua cursed, this Dr. Sun is really black-hearted. He needs 1 tael of silver just to see a patient. Why doesn't he just rob a bank? Li Chuiying hurriedly tugged at Wu Chunhua. Mother, lower your voice. Don't let Dr. Li hear you. Otherwise, he won't treat us next time. He's the only doctor in this village. What can he do? Are you afraid of him? Wu Chunhua snorted. Mother, you can't say that. We're living in the village. Anyone can fall sick or have a sudden accident, right? If we offend Dr. Sun, we won't be able to save our lives if something happens. I just said a few words. He's already far away. How can he hear me? Wu Chunhua mumbled. Well. Mother, by the way, have you thought about what I said to you during the day? I'll also get Wenshui's medicine by the way. Li Chuiying whispered to Wu Chunhua's ear. Wu Chunhua glared at Li Chuiying. Don't you see that your father is injured? How can you spend 1 tael of silver just like that? You're still thinking about it. You're already so old. Aren't you afraid that you'll squeeze my second son dry? Wu Chunhua was reluctant to spend money. She thought that a simple bandage like Zhao Baoshan already cost 1 tael of silver. If she wanted to get some medicine, she didn't know how much it would cost. The family's expenses were too high these days. She didn't have much savings left. Chapter 577. Can't. Why can't you do it? My second son is tall and strong. How can he not do it? Besides, if he can't do it, how did you 2 have a child? Why didn't you say it before? I think you're the one who's not satisfied. As a woman, don't you know shame? Shameless thing. Wu Chunhua scolded more and more fiercely. Li Chuiying only felt wronged. This damned old woman. If she didn't want to take the money, she didn't want to take it. How dare she scold her like that? Our old Zhao family is so unlucky to marry such a shameless woman like you. Hu Chunhua scolded more and more fiercely. Mother, can you stop scolding? Our family is listening. What? You know it's ugly. Shameless bitch. Mother, I'm wrong. Please stop scolding. Li Chuiying felt uncomfortable being scolded by Hu Chunhua, but she still had to coax her. Hu Chunhua glared at Li Chuiying. Hurry up and get some sugar eggs for your father to nourish his body. Li Chuiying agreed and went into the kitchen. Zhao Baoshan was sent into the room by his sons. Zhao Wenshi and Zhao Wenshui sat down in the courtyard. They didn't intend to leave. Eldest brother, second brother, why are you two still sitting here? Aren't you going to work in the fields? Hu Chunhua asked in a bad tone. After all, she still felt the pain of spending one tael of silver. Mother, eldest brother, and I just came back. Let us rest, okay? There's no man in the family. If you two rest, who will work in the fields? Don't tell me you don't want the harvest. You two lazy things. When it's time to eat, you're more diligent than anyone else. When it's time to work, you want to be lazy. Hu Chunhua scolded angrily. Zhao Wenshui and Zhao Wenshi hadn't even warmed up from their seats. After being scolded by Hu Chunhua, they had no choice but to stand up. Mother, is it true that only Big Brother and I are allowed to work on our family's land? Zhao Wenshui curled his lips and asked. If it's not you guys, who else will do it? Don't tell me you expect our women to work in the fields. No, Mother, I was thinking that since father is injured and can't work, why don't we call fourth brother back? Big Brother and I can't do so much. After Zhao Wenshui said that, Hu Chunhua scolded him even more. She directly waved the broom at him. Can't we do that much? If you want to peek, you can peek. Your fourth brother is mining in the mountains. He gets paid quite a bit. If you come back, will you get the money for me? Zhao Wenshui was hit a few times by Hu Chunhua with a stick. He was in pain from being hit by Hu Chunhua and kept complaining. Not only was he in pain, but he was also an adult. It was too embarrassing for him to be chased and beaten by his mother. Mother, don't be like this. I'm not lazy. I'm just in poor health. I can't do much heavy work. Zhao Wenshui defended himself, feeling wronged. It would have been better if he didn't say that. As soon as he said that, Hu Chunhua thought of Zhao Wenshui's poor health and immediately scolded the kitchen. This shameless bitch. She's already so old, but she still tortures her man at night. Her man's body is weak. Zhao Wenshui's mouth twitched. Mother, don't scold Tianyu's mother. What does my weak health have to do with her? Chapter 578. Li Chuiying, who was in the kitchen, felt wronged when she heard this. This damned old woman scolded her in front of the whole family. Those who didn't know would think that she was like a wolf or a tiger. Actually, the truth was the opposite of what Hu Chunhua said. She and Zhao Wenshui didn't have sex at night, and they didn't do it for half a month. She just wanted to explain, but it was useless. Hu Chunhua only believed what she thought. Zhao Wenshui felt a little guilty. Mom, stop scolding me in front of the kids. Humph. Hu Chunhua snorted, then went into the room to watch Zhao Baoshan. Brother, let's go. Zhao Wenshui said. Sure, let's go. Zhao Wenshui said. He originally planned to use his poor health as an excuse like Zhao Wenshui did. However, Hu Chunhua scolded Zhao Wenshui, so he didn't dare to do it. Otherwise, his wife would also be scolded by Hu Chunhua. They walked out of the yard of old Zhao's house. On the way, Zhao Wenshui couldn't help but ask with curiosity, Brother, can I ask you a question? Zhao Wenshui was a little curious. What do you want to ask? Brother. Zhao Wenshui smiled a little shyly. Brother, I just want to ask you, how long can you do it at night with my sister-in-law? Zhao Wenshui had never been asked this question before, so when Zhao Wenshui asked Zhao Wenshui, he felt very embarrassed. Well, brother, you have to tell me the truth. I just want to compare, or I don't know whether there's something wrong with my thing. Being questioned by his younger brother, Zhao Wenshui smiled helplessly. Wenshui, I'll be honest with you. Don't laugh at me. I can only hold on for 30 minutes at a time. Half an hour was half an hour, so it was quite long. When Zhao Wenshui heard this, he immediately calmed down. His older brother looked so weak, but he was still able to do it for half an hour each time. However, this wasn't the most shocking part. Zhao Wenshui continued, Wenshui, I'm not good at this job. I heard from other men that they can do it for half an hour at a time, and some can even do it for 2 hours. Alas, Zhao Wenshui sighed. I'm just telling you. To be honest, if other people know it, they'll laugh at me. Brother, don't tell anyone. Zhao Wenshui hurriedly said, Big brother, I know. I definitely won't tell anyone. Yes, yes. By the way, second brother, how long will you last this time? Hearing Zhao Wenshui's question, Zhao Wenshui panicked at once. His older brother already thought that half an hour was too short. If he said that he could only do it for half an hour, Zhao Wenshui would laugh at him. Zhao Wenshui pulled the corner of his mouth awkwardly. Brother, I'm about the same as you. Oh, we're not good at it. Yes, you're right. Let's go and do our work. Don't think about it. Sure. Zhao Wenshui immediately answered. He didn't dare to mention it in front of Zhao Wenshui again. He was asking for humiliation. On the other side, Zhao Yun was amazed after watching the drama in old Zhao's house. Chapter 579. After all, they were virgins who were about to get married, and Hu Chunhua had said it so straightforwardly. Liang Jinchao looked at his daughter and felt a little awkward. Yuner, let's go inside. Okay. Zhao Yuner responded. Zhao Tianan's leg was injured, so Zhao Wenhua had to pick the soil at the foot of the mountain. Seeing that her father did not rest, Zhao Yuner felt a little distressed. Mother, send some tiger meat to Ma Xiaofeng's family later. Since she helped Tianan, we should at least show some appreciation. Got it, Yuner. Liang Jinchao nodded. Actually, even if Zhao Yuner did not say it, she also had the same idea in her heart. Mother, let me go. Xiaofeng and I have a good relationship. Just let me go. Zhao Ping'er stood up and suddenly became very attentive. Liang Jinchao also felt that it was fine. It would save him the trouble of making a trip there. Okay, I'll go get the meat now. Okay. Liang Jinchao cut a caddy of meat, tied it with straw, and handed it to Zhao Ping'er. Brother Yuan, come with me too. I can introduce you to Xiaofeng. Qin Yuan wanted to say that he did not want to go, but Liang Jinchao smiled and said, Qin Yuan, you can accompany Ping'er and walk around the village. Since Liang Jinchao had already spoken, Qin Yuan could not refuse. He could only respond, okay, auntie. Let's go, brother Yuan. Zhao Ping'er happily wanted to hold Qin Yuan's arm, but Qin Yuan avoided her. Qin Yuan's eyes revealed a trace of disdain. What do you want? Brother Yuan. I just want to be closer to you. Why do you want to be so close to me? You haven't married into my family yet. Don't be afraid of being seen by others. Okay. Zhao Ping'er felt a little wronged. Seeing Zhao Ping'er leave, Liang Jinchao smiled. Yuner, I think Ping'er has become more diligent. If it's a normal day, she wouldn't offer to help deliver things. Zhao Yuner chuckled. Mother, you don't know Ping. Ping's not because she's diligent, she wants to show off her Qin Yuan. Liang Jinchao was a little puzzled. Ping went out to show off. What's there to show off? Mother, don't you know? People in the village all say that Pinger is very ugly and probably won't be able to get married for the rest of her life. Now that she has found a man who is willing to marry her, and he is a handsome man, of course she wants to show off. Liang Jinchao nodded. I see. If Zhao Yuner hadn't mentioned it, Liang Jinchao wouldn't have thought of it. At this time, Zhao Pinger was indeed showing off her Qin Yuan around the village just as Zhao Yuner had said. She introduced him to everyone she met. Aunt Guizhi, this is my future husband. Pinger, you're really going to get married? Of course. Tut tut tut, your husband is very good looking. Yes, Aunt Guizhi. Zhao Pinger answered excitedly with a sweet smile on her face. Pinger, congratulations. Thank you, Aunt Guizhi. Haha. Aunt Guizhi turned around and murmured, this young man is really stupid. Why would he want to marry such an ugly woman? Zhao Pinger didn't hear Aunt Guizhi's words, but Qin Yuan did. Chapter 580. Zhao Pinger asked nervously, what's wrong, Brother Yuan? Can you not say that when you see people? Qin Yuan said coldly. Brother Yuan, you're so ugly, but don't you feel ashamed of yourself? Whenever I walk with you, I'll be laughed at. Do you want to see me being laughed at? Qin Yuan got angrier as he spoke. Zhao Pinger is such an ugly woman. Not only is she ugly, but she's also stupid. I'm so angry. Brother Yuan, are you mad at me? Then I won't say it, okay? I'll listen to you, okay? Zhao Pinger asked carefully, as if she was afraid that Qin Yuan would continue to be angry. Don't talk to me, don't get close to me, and just pretend that you don't know me. Oh. Zhao Pinger glanced at Qin Yuan and answered pitifully. When Zhao Yuner returned home from old Zhao's house, Dao Du and Mu Lianfeng were both in the house. Mu Lianfeng had washed all the bowls and chopsticks in the kitchen, and the table was also wiped clean. The father and son sat down at the table, and each of them had a pen in their hand, and they were writing and drawing on a piece of paper. Sitting together, they looked especially harmonious. Zhao Yuner didn't have the heart to disturb the father and son, but her footsteps still startled them. The two of them turned their heads at the same time and looked at Zhao Yuner. Zhao Yuner smiled and said, what are you writing? Mother, Dao Du and father are drawing. Zhao Yuner couldn't help but feel a little confused. Really? Yes, yes. Zhao Yuner couldn't help but feel curious. She moved closer and asked Dao Du, oh. Then what are you drawing? Dao Du raised the painting in his hand and showed it to Zhao Yuner. Mother, Dao Du is painting our family. Zhao Yuner took it and looked at Dao Du's drawing. It was an abstract drawing of three little people connected together. Dao Du introduced in a soft voice, this is Daddy, this is Mommy, and this is Dao Du. Although it was not very beautiful, Zhao Yuner felt that the painting was unusually warm when she saw it. She praised Dao Du, you're amazing. You painted it so well. Then what did your father draw? I don't know. Dao Du can't understand it. Zhao Yuner looked at it. Mu Lianfeng had drawn some patterns on the paper. She couldn't understand them and didn't know what they were. Mu Lianfeng, this is the design blueprint for mining. In the past few days, Mo Yan has taken the workers up the mountain to check it out. A small mine can already be mined, but the big mine hasn't been started yet. There's a certain amount of risk in mining this big mine. I have to design it well first. Some places still have to be drilled to extract the ore, ensure ventilation, and have tunnels. Mu Lianfeng explained to Zhao Yuner. Zhao Yuner could only understand the general idea. Mining was also a technical job, especially in ancient times. The conditions and equipment were not as good as in modern times. It was even more troublesome to mine. Of course, we have to design it well and prepare it well. After all, if something went wrong and the consequences were serious, the safety of the workers could not be guaranteed. Yes, yes. Mu Lianfeng nodded in response. Then you can continue. I won't disturb you. Okay. As Mu Lianfeng spoke, he lowered his head and continued to draw on the paper. Chapter 581. Actually, this man had too many outstanding aspects. It was just that she was too close to him, so she neglected them. Zhao Yuner was not idle either. Both father and son were writing and drawing. She also picked up a pen and paper and started drawing. She was drawing the house that she was going to build for her family. Since she was going to build it, she had to make it different from the village. The buildings in the ancient village were relatively simple. They only had one floor, and most of them were adobe houses. There were very few brick houses. They were relatively simple, similar to the courtyard house style. Zhao Yuner felt that this kind of house was a little rustic. Most importantly, it was not very practical. It was not very comfortable to live in. She planned to combine the characteristics of the houses in this era and build a special one. She designed a small balcony on the second floor, with some flowers and a few tables and chairs. If she had nothing to do, she could go and drink tea. Daodu and Mu Lianfeng would write and draw in the attic. It should be more artistic. After a while, the new house appeared on Zhao Yuner's drawing paper. After the house was built, Zhao Yuner wanted Zhao Wenhua to surround the courtyard with a wooden fence. Some vines and morning glories would be planted on the fence. Some flowers and fruit trees would be planted in the courtyard. In this way, the house would become a paradise on earth. In the 21st century, she wanted to build a house like this in the countryside when she was old. She did not expect that it would be realized in advance. After finishing the painting, the sky outside gradually darkened. The few of them were so focused that they forgot about the time. Zhao Yuner stretched her body. She sighed and got ready to cook. Yuner, let me help you too, Mu Lianfeng said. No need. You do your thing. Mu Lianfeng still got up. It's okay, Yuner. Let's eat together. I'll do my thing after we're done. Zhao Yuner smiled. Okay then. Okay. Mu Lianfeng followed. The two figures got busy in the kitchen. Yuner, I might come back very late these few days. Or I might stay on the mountain. Very busy. Yeah. We still have to make proper preparations for the mine. It's rather troublesome. Mo Yen won't be able to deal with it all by herself. Don't worry about it, I'll take care of Daodu. She was not the kind of woman who could not leave a man. Moreover, Mu Lianfeng had his own things to do. Yuner, after I'm done with my work, I'll set up a stall in Yang City with you, okay? Zhao Yuner was amused by Mu Lianfeng. If the heir really opened a stall to buy breakfast, her stall would be surrounded by people. Aren't you afraid of being laughed at? Zhao Yuner asked with a smile. It's their business if they want to laugh, but it's my business if I want to go. I can't bear to see my wife working hard. Forget it, Mu Lianfeng. You still can't go. If you go and you're discovered by the heir's family, I don't know what they'll say about me. They might even say that I don't know how to behave properly and enslave the heir. At that time, your grandmother won't like me even more. Zhao Yuner knew that if Mu Lianfeng really went, the situation would only become worse. Mu Lianfeng sighed. He looked at Xiao Yun with pity in his eyes. All right then. Yun, thank you for your hard work. It's not hard at all. Seeing that this family was getting better and better, she could directly ignore the hard work that she originally had. Chapter 582. It was Mulan's sister-in-law, Madame Chi, who made the sound of I-O-I-O. Mulan specially went down to the field with Zhu Eru and put the tiger meat with laxatives in the cupboard to give Madame Chi a chance to eat it. Sure enough, when Mulan came back from the field, she saw Madame Chi holding her stomach and rushing to the latrine. Ouch, my stomach, what's wrong? Madame Chi yelled as she clutched her stomach. She had already pooped more than 10 times. If she continued to poop, the intestines in her stomach would be pulled out, and her chrysanthemum would be very painful. Madame Chi held her stomach and shouted. She seemed to be exhausted and her complexion became abnormally bad. Mulan saw it and felt a burst of joy. She didn't sympathize with Madame Chi at all. She deserved it. If she used some tricks, wouldn't her tiger meat be eaten for nothing? Sister-in-law, what's wrong with you? Are you sick? Mulan's eyes flashed with a smile, and she pretended to be concerned and asked Madame Chi. My stomach hurts so much. I've had diarrhea several times. Madame Chi said pitifully, holding her stomach. Sister-in-law, did you eat something bad? Something bad? Madame Chi frowned. She didn't eat anything today, except for eating Mulan's tiger meat. Thinking of the tiger meat, Madame Chi felt guilty. Could it be the tiger meat's problem? Yes, sister-in-law, you can't eat anything, or it's easy to have a stomachache. I just ate as usual. It's nothing. Why does my stomach hurt? Madame Chi muttered. Sister-in-law, you didn't eat my tiger meat, did you? Mulan asked cautiously. Madame Chi's face suddenly turned red. After a few seconds, she replied angrily, Second sister-in-law, what do you mean? Who ate your tiger meat? Mulan smiled, Sister-in-law, I didn't mean that. I just wanted to say that these 2 days, I felt that the tiger meat in my house must have been eaten by rats, so I added some laxatives. Now that I see you pooping so badly, I wonder if you ate my tiger meat. That's not the reason why I have a stomachache. Have you ever seen someone with diarrhea? Madame Chi still refused to admit it. Mulan smirked. Sister-in-law, I didn't say that my family's tiger meat is for you to eat. I'm just reminding you. In the future, I'll probably put some medicine in it from time to time. Next time, I might put rat poison in it. Don't eat it by mistake. Otherwise, you'll lose your life. When Madame Chi heard this, she broke out in a cold sweat. Was Mulan doing this on purpose? She should be glad that she didn't eat rat poison but laxatives this time. Otherwise, she would be lying on the ground, unable to move. Dong, 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 Madame Chi couldn't hold it in and let out another stinky fart. The thing in her stomach wanted to come out. Madame Chi hurriedly covered her stomach and rushed to the latrine. Mulan looked at Madame Chi's face, which was red because she tried to hold it in, and felt even more satisfied. Madame Chi was still thick-skinned and refused to admit it. Lan, what are you laughing at? Zhu Eru asked curiously. Mulan told Zhu Eru what happened. Chapter 583. Zhu Eru shook his head. No, Mulan, I think you did the right thing. Sister-in-law shouldn't have done this. Eru, as long as you don't blame me. Fool, you're kind-hearted, but it doesn't mean that you can be bullied like this. Sister-in-law is riding on your head. I can't protect her and not you, right? I know very well that you're my wife, the person I want to protect for the rest of my life. Mulan felt sweet in her heart. As long as her man was on her side, everything was fine. The bitter days would eventually pass. Madame Chi rushed into the latrine, but the latrine door was closed. "Who's in the latrine?" Madame Chi asked anxiously. "Sister-in-law, it's me." Zhu Sanlu replied. "Third brother, hurry up. I can't hold it in any longer." Madame Chi's tone revealed a trace of urgency. Zhu Sanlu had just squatted down when his stomach also hurt badly. He said to Madame Chi, "Sister-in-law, you've occupied the latrine for the whole afternoon. I've just arrived and you're already rushing me. Isn't that too unkind?" Zhu Sanlu's words made Madame Chi blush. "Third brother, I can't hold it in any longer." "That won't do. Sister-in-law, my stomach hurts badly. You have to let me take a dump." Okay. "Third brother, hurry up." Madame Chi had to continue holding it in. Her stomach was churning like waves, but Zhu Sanlu stayed in the latrine with no intention of coming out. "Third brother, you've been here for too long, haven't you?" Madame Chi's tone had a trace of complaint. "Sister-in-law, compared with you, I haven't been here for too long. I think it'll take another quarter of an hour. Bear with it." Hearing Zhu Sanlu say that there was still a quarter of an hour, Madame Chi really couldn't hold it in anymore. No, third brother, let's do it together. Anyway, 2 people can squat in the latrine. After Madame Chi finished speaking, she couldn't care less. She directly pushed the door in, took off her stomach, and squatted down side by side with Zhu Sanlu. She heard a few dong 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 sounds and Madame Chi breathed comfortably. If he had been a step later, he would have probably pooped in his pants. Zhu Sanlu was stunned. He didn't expect Chi Shi to barge in like this. "Sister-in-law, do you think it's a good idea?" Zhu Sanlu swallowed his saliva and asked. He stared at Madame Chi's big white butt and felt an itch in his heart. "That can't be helped. Third brother, you can't let me poop all over my pants. If people find out, won't they laugh at me?" Madame Chi said indifferently. In fact, the moment she thought of rushing in, she was also a little embarrassed. However, on second thought, Zhu Sanlu's thing down there was useless, and he couldn't do anything to her, so she hesitated for a few seconds before coming in. "Sister-in-law, I'm a man. If a woman like you squatted with me, wouldn't we be laughed at even more?" Zhu Sanlu continued to swallow his saliva and asked. When his elder brother and sister-in-law were doing it at night, the room was too dark, so they couldn't see clearly. He didn't expect his sister-in-law to have such a white butt despite her looks. He couldn't help but reach out his hand to touch Madame Chi's big white butt. It was smooth and warm and felt good. Chapter 584. Sister-in-law. Your butt is so white. Zhu Sanlu exclaimed. Seeing Zhu Sanlu's lecherous eyes, Mrs. Chi was scared. "Sanlu, I'm your sister-in-law. How can you do this? Don't stare at my butt. Sister-in-law, you came out to squat in the toilet with me. Aren't you doing this for me to see? You even took off your pants. Do you think I can't see it?" Zhu Sanlu smiled with a hint of lewdness in his smile. "You bastard, what are you talking about? I had no choice but to come in. You make it sound like I did it on purpose for you to see." Mrs. Chi's face flushed with anger. She was shy and annoyed. All right, sister-in-law, don't be angry. I'm just joking with you. It's okay to have a look. I can't do anything to you now." Zhu Sanlu was afraid that Mrs. Chi would be scared. If Mrs. Chi was scared away, he wouldn't be able to see what would happen next. Mrs. Chi snorted. "It's good that you know it. Since the thing below is gone, don't think about it anymore. Zhu Sanlu let out a wretched laugh. Before they squatted in the toilet for a while, Zhu Daniu came to find them. Zhu Daniu wanted to ask Mrs. Qi where the money was. There was no wine in their house, so he went to buy some wine. Zhu Daniu didn't find Mrs. Qi in the house, so he asked his family members. Mulan told him that Mrs. Qi went to the toilet. Zhu Daniu ran directly to the latrine pit. He originally thought that Madame Qi was the only one in the latrine pit. His wife had nothing to hide, so he went over and directly pushed the latrine door open. After seeing the scene inside, Zhu Daniu was stunned. There were two people squatting side by side in the toilet. One was his third brother, and the other was his wife. They were obviously shocked. They didn't expect that he would suddenly break in. Zhu Daniu rubbed his eyes in shock to make sure that he didn't see wrong. He looked at them carefully again. There was no mistake. They were his third brother and his wife. Both of them took off their pants, showing their white buttocks. Zhu Daniu was instantly enraged. What were they doing? If he hadn't come in, he wouldn't have known that they had done such a thing. He probably hid in the latrine pit on purpose. If it was somewhere else, he was afraid of being seen. You bastard, how dare you seduce your sister-in-law? Zhu Daniu scooped Zhu Sanlu up and threw a punch at Zhu Sanlu's face. Zhu Sanlu fell heavily to the ground, causing a lot of pain. Ouch! Zhu Sanlu screamed. He hadn't even wiped his butt or pulled up his pants when Zhu Daniu threw him out. Zhu Sanlu's screams attracted the attention of the other family Zhu members. Qi Shi's situation was the same as Zhu Sanlu's. Zhu Daniu pulled Qi Shi out as if he had eaten a bomb and scolded her. You shameless woman! How dare you have an affair with your brother-in-law? Aren't you afraid of losing my face? You've made me a cuckold. Mrs. Qi saw Zhu Daniu's eyes as if he was going to eat her alive. She trembled in fear. Daniel, I think you must have misunderstood something. Please listen to my explanation. Zhu Daniu snorted. Explanation? What else do you have to explain? Bitch, I was so blind to have married you. Chapter 585. Madame Qi began to cry at the top of her lungs. It was so painful that half of her face seemed to be swollen. She had been married to Zhu Daniu for so long, and Zhu Daniu had never treated her like this. This was the first time he had hit her. Zhu Daniu stared coldly at Madame Qi on the ground and said to her, "You're still crying, and you still have the face to cry. Damn woman, if I find out that you're doing this again, I'll break your legs." When Zhu Eru, Mrs. Zhu, and Mulan went over, they saw Zhu Sanlu and Madame Qi naked on the ground. Zhu Eru and Mulan quickly looked away. This scene was really unbearable to look at. When Zhu Sanlu saw Mrs. Zhu coming over, he cried at Mrs. Zhu. Mother, oh, it hurts so much. The old injuries on his body had not healed, and he had to add new injuries so soon. When Mrs. Zhu saw Zhu Sanlu crying so miserably, she asked with heartache, Lu, what's wrong with you? Mother, big brother hit me. When Mrs. Zhu heard this, she glared sharply at Zhu Daniu. You damn child, can't you see that your third brother is still injured? How can you be so cruel? I'm so angry. My Lu, how are you? Let mother take a look. Mother, my butt hurts from the fall. Mrs. Zhu saw that Zhu Sanlu's pants had not been pulled up, and his butt had fallen on the stone. Coincidentally, there was a sharp spot on the stone that cut Zhu Sanlu's butt, and it was bleeding. No wonder Zhu Sanlu cried out in pain. Ah, Lu, you have to bandage it properly. Mrs. Zhu's heart ached for Zhu Sanlu, so she vented all her anger on Zhu Daniu. You don't know how to control your strength. No matter what happened, you can't treat your brother like this. Seriously. I think you just want to put LoveLore's life on the line. If you really want him to die, then you'll have to kill me first. At this moment, Zhu Dainiu felt that his mother was too biased. Previously, when Zhu Eru was angry at Zhu Sanlu, Mrs. Zhu defended him as a bystander, so it was easy for him to speak. Now, he did not expect that it would fall on his head. Mother, third brother deserves to be beaten. Why are you protecting him? You don't know what kind of bastard he has done. After Zhu Dainiu finished speaking, Zhu Eru and Mulan stretched their ears to listen. They wanted to know what was going on. Old Madame Zhu unhappily replied, "Then tell me what kind of beastly thing your third brother did to you. If you don't explain clearly today, this old woman will definitely not forgive you." Zhu Dainiu sneered, "All right, mother, then I'll tell you. Third brother actually seduced his own sister-in-law." After Zhu Dainiu finished speaking, their gazes fell on Madame Qi. Madame Qi was pulling up her pants halfway. She looked at Zhu Sanlu and then at Madame Qi. Both of them had their big white buttocks exposed just now. It really made her think of that. Mrs. Zhu began to feel guilty. If what Zhu Dainiu said was true, then she could not blame Zhu Dainiu for hitting Zhu Sanlu. How can you do this? How dare you touch your sister-in-law? Hurry up and apologize to your brother. Mrs. Zhu said sternly. In fact, she was protecting Zhu Sanlu and waiting for him to apologize. If Zhu Dainiu hit him so hard again, she would also have something to say to Zhu Dainiu. Chapter 586. What's wrong? Tell me. What was it like? Mrs. Zhu asked in a hurry. Mom, how could I seduce my sister-in-law? I can't even use my penis. How could I seduce her? After Zhu Sanlu said that, Mrs. Zhu agreed with him. Zhu Dainiu was struck dumb for a second. He suddenly felt that he might have been too impulsive. What his third younger brother said made sense. Since his penis was gone, it was impossible for him to seduce her. Well, what's wrong with you? Zhu Dainiu still asked coldly. Brother, if you want to blame someone, blame my sister-in-law. I was doing my job inside, but she insisted on coming in with me. What could I do? Zhu Sanlu pushed all the blame to Mrs. Qi. Zhu Dainiu's furious gaze landed on Madame Qi. Mrs. Qi's heart skipped a beat, and she hurriedly said, Dainiu, I didn't know what to do. My stomach hurts badly. If I don't go in with my third younger brother, I can't hold it in my pants. Besides, my third younger brother has lost his penis, so he's not a man anymore. It's not a big deal for me to squat in the toilet with him. Saying that, Mrs. Qi pulled up her pants and looked at Zhu Dainiu carefully. She was afraid that Zhu Dainiu would slap her again. Zhu Dainiu frowned, but before he could lose his temper, Mrs. Zhu scolded him, You shameless bitch. How could you say that about your third younger brother? You're cursing him to be unable to recover for the rest of his life. Lu has to get married and have children in the future. Being scolded by old Madame Zhu, Qi Shi angrily glared at old Madame Zhu. If it weren't for today's special situation where she wasn't sure if Zhu Dainiu would protect her, she would have a fight with old Madame Zhu. At this moment, she could only nervously watch Zhu Dainiu's reaction. Even though he knew that Zhu Sanlu and Qi Shi were innocent, Zhu Dainiu was still very angry. He scolded Qi Shi, If you can't hold it in, why don't you find a place to hide? Why do you have to squeeze together with third brother? I think a stinky woman like you is asking for a beating. As he spoke, he walked to Madame Qi's side and dragged her to fight. Today, I must teach you a lesson, bitch. Madame Qi was dragged away by Zhu Dainiu like a mop. Mrs. Zhu shouted from behind, Hit her. Hit her properly. This woman needs to be taught a lesson. Otherwise, she won't know the severity of her actions. For a moment, the family Zhu's courtyard was filled with screams. They were all from the Qi family. After hearing that, Mrs. Zhu was secretly pleased. She had been bullied by the Qi's group for a long time. Now that she finally saw the Qi's group being humiliated, she felt indescribably happy. Mulan, on the other hand, frowned. Hearing the Qi family's screams, she was frightened. It seemed that Zhu Dainyu beat Madame Qi very hard. Her sister-in-law was so pitiful. Although she sympathized with her, she couldn't intervene. Alas! Mulan sighed. She had something to do with the Qi family's problem. If she hadn't used laxatives, the Qi family wouldn't have been so suffocated and wouldn't have rushed into the latrine pit again and again. Although the Qi family had stolen food from her family and pooped so many times, the punishment was enough. Now, Zhu Eru seemed to have guessed what Mulan was thinking. He patted Mulan's shoulder and comforted Mulan. Don't think about it. Let's go back to the room. Mulan nodded. Sure. Oh, Eru. Mulan suddenly looked to Zhu Eru. Chapter 587. Eru, will you beat me like our eldest brother did in the future? Zhu Eru smiled. Lan, what are you thinking? No matter what you've done, I'm a man, and I won't beat you. Our eldest brother. I think he was too impulsive. Mulan nodded with a touch of sweetness in her heart. Eru, you're the best. Let's go. Don't think about it. Wait, Eru. Mrs. Zhu called him. What's wrong, Mom? Zhu Eru asked. Eru, your third younger brother's but is injured, and he can't walk. Can you carry him back? Zhu Eru coldly glanced at Zhu Sanlu. Mom, he deserves it. I can't help him. Besides, it was our eldest brother who beat him. If you want to punish him, go to him. After that, Zhu Eru completely ignored Mrs. Zhu, and pulled Mulan away. The next morning, on the way to the breakfast stand, Zhao Yuner and Mulan told Zhao Yuner what had happened to Mrs. Qi, and Zhao Yuner couldn't stop giggling. There were weirdos everywhere, but it seemed that there were many weirdos around her. Mulan, your eldest sister-in-law deserved it. Well, it's just too miserable. Mulan recalled that Mrs. Qi had been beaten up by Zhu Dainyu, and her unfinished poop had also been beaten up by Zhu Dainyu. As a result, Mrs. Qi smelled so bad that she felt disgusted just thinking about it. Only God can punish a bitch. Your eldest sister-in-law will be punished sooner or later, so you don't need to feel guilty. Being comforted by Zhao Yuner, Mulan felt a little better. The three of them soon arrived at the town, and started to set up the breakfast stand. Yili came over at 6:00. Today, he was dressed as usual. He was dressed in black and looked very cool. There was not much expression on his face. He looked very cold, but this kind of appearance made him look very handsome. Sure enough, just as Mulan had said, Yili's arrival had attracted a lot of young ladies and young women. Yili, on the other hand, was eating his breakfast calmly, as if he was not affected by the attention of the crowd. He was already used to this kind of situation. Seeing that business was doing so well, Mulan smiled at Zhao Yuner and said, Yuner, I think we can exempt Yili from paying for breakfast. Now that he's here, we can earn more than that. The corners of Zhao Yuner's mouth curled up, and she joked with Mulan, I see that you're also attracted by his beauty, right? You're speaking up for him so quickly. Yuner, you can't make fun of me like that. Mulan pouted. Okay. I won't talk about you. But I can consider what you said. With such a flexible signboard, our business has indeed improved a lot. That's exactly what I think. Sitting at the table, Yi Li's ears twitched. He heard Zhao Yuner and Mulan's conversation, and a smile appeared on his originally cold face. He actually didn't know that his beauty could be used in this way. Otherwise, he would have cleaned himself up earlier and come over to Zhao Yuner's place to eat and drink. Everyone, don't squeeze. Slowly line up. Everything is available. Come one by one. Zhao Yuner saw that the situation was getting out of hand, so she raised her voice and called out to them. Chapter 588. When it came to handsome men, women in ancient times and modern times were really the same. Sighs could be heard from the group of women from time to time. Wow, wow, wow. Isn't he too good-looking? How can there be such a good-looking man? Yeah, I've never seen such a good-looking man in Yang City. Judging from his clothes, he shouldn't be an ordinary person, right? Oh, I really want to ask him. Zhao Yuner's mouth twitched uncontrollably. Was there a need to be so exaggerated and crazy? Wasn't it just a good-looking man? Girls didn't know how to be more reserved. At 8 or 9 o'clock, the sky suddenly darkened. Yuner, it looks like it's going to rain, Mulan said. I think it's going to rain. Zhao Yuner frowned slightly. It would be troublesome if it rained. Not only would it be inconvenient for her to set up her stall, but there would also be fewer people coming out. She wouldn't be able to sell many things. Also, it would be troublesome for her to go back. She didn't know it would rain when she came over today, so she didn't bring anything like an umbrella or a straw cape. Did she have to go back in the rain? Not long after, the rain started to fall. It was faster than Zhao Yuner expected. The number of customers decreased by more than half. As the rain became heavier, the originally few customers gradually disappeared. Looks like we have to pack up and go back. Zhao Yuner sighed. Fortunately, there were many customers today and they had basically sold everything. It was just that the rain was so heavy that they didn't know how to go back. Also, the tables and chairs were still outside, supported by the tent. The rain wouldn't fall in, but it would be difficult to move them back into the small house. Yes, yes. Yuner, let's pack up. It looks like there won't be any customers coming. Okay. The three of them arranged to pack up the things. When they moved the tables and chairs, the three of them started to feel troubled. They couldn't possibly move the things in such a heavy rain, right? Looking at the situation, the rain wouldn't stop for a while. They couldn't just wait here forever. Just as they were worrying, Yi Li rushed into the rain. Yuner, where did he go? Mulan asked curiously. Zhao Yuner shook her head. I don't know either. It's raining so heavily, but he didn't even take shelter. It's so cold, what if he catches a cold? Mulan said with some worry. Zhao Yuner looked at the figure that flew out and sighed in her heart. This man was a little strange. He didn't even say anything when he left. It's okay. He's strong. He shouldn't catch a cold so easily. Really? Of course. Don't tell me he doesn't know. He looks a little silly. Maybe he really doesn't know. Mulan, it seems that you care more about him than Brother Eru. Zhao Yuner couldn't help but tease. Mulan blushed and said, I was just thinking that if he fell sick, who would be our signboard? Huh, are you sure you're not concerned because he's good-looking? Mulan quickly shook her head. Yuner, don't make fun of me. If Eru finds out, he'll probably be jealous. Okay. Zhao Yuner knew that women who were infatuated with men were just infatuated with men. She thought of Yi Li. If this man fell sick, there would be no one by his side. Who would take care of him? He was quite pitiful. Chapter 589. Let's wait for another 30 minutes. If it's still raining, we'll move the things in the rain. Alright then, we'll wait for another 30 minutes. The three of them sat down. There was still some food on the stall, so they took it out and ate as they waited. In less than 15 minutes, Yili came back with a few umbrellas in his hands, but he was completely drenched. Zhao Yun was a little surprised and opened her mouth. This guy, didn't he run away? Why did he come back? Why did you come back? Zhao Yun asked. I bought umbrellas for you. Here. Yili handed each of them an umbrella. A different kind of feeling emerged in Zhao Yun's heart. So he ran out to buy umbrellas for them. Thank you. You're such a nice person. Mulan took the umbrellas and thanked him. You're welcome. Let me help you move your tables inside. I'm already drenched anyway. Yili's black eyes moved slightly as he looked at the tables and chairs in Zhao Yun's stall. Won't this be too much trouble for you? Liang Jinchao looked a little embarrassed. It's fine, Auntie. As Yili spoke, he took the tables and chairs in each hand and carried them into the house as if they were small things. They watched as Yili moved the things around much more easily than they did. In less than 3 minutes, everything was moved inside. Rainwater flowed down Yili's hair. Seeing Yili like this, Liang Jinchao hurriedly said, Child, go back and get some hot water to wash up and soak yourself in. We've really troubled you today. Yili nodded in response. Before he left, he said to Zhao Yun, I'll get going first then. Okay. Be careful on the road. Also, thank you. Zhao Yun's lips curled into a faint smile. He had really helped her many times. Zhao Yun was grateful to the man who helped her. It seemed that she had to do as Mulan said. The next time he came to eat at her stall, she would not charge him. After all, he had helped her and used it as a signboard. If she were to ask for more money, she would be too stingy. Yuner, we have umbrellas now. Can we go back now? Mulan asked, holding the umbrella. Zhao Yuner glanced at Yili's back as he left. She nodded and said, Okay, let's go. From the looks of it, we won't be able to stop working for a while. We still have to go home and cook. Alright then. They packed up the things and put them in the car. Then, he got into the car. It was raining so heavily that even with umbrellas, it was inevitable that they would be drenched by the rain. Their trousers were wet. After all, it was spring and the weather was a little cold. The three of them could not help but shrink back. Yuner, there's something I want to say, Mulan whispered in Zhao Yuner's ear. What's the matter? Yuner, I think that Yili seems to be interested in you. Seeing how attentive he is, he must have taken a liking to you, right? Zhao Yuner's mouth twitched. Sister-in-law Mulan, don't joke around. It's true. The way he looks at you is a little different. It's like how a man looks at a woman he likes. It's no use even if he likes me. I already have the heir presumptive, Zhao Yuner muttered. I know you already have the heir presumptive. I just wanted to tell you. Sigh, what a pity. He's so good-looking. If he knew that you had a son and a husband, he would probably be very sad. It was obvious that Mulan was very sympathetic towards Yili. She even seemed to feel a little sorry for him. Chapter 590. If it weren't for Yili's good looks, Mulan probably wouldn't be like this. Sister-in-law Mulan, since you care so much about him, why don't you take him in? Mulan's face turned red. Yun, what nonsense are you talking about? How could I? Haha, the three of them sat in the cart. Little Hare had a hard time pulling. The road was full of mud and stuck to the wheels. It was very difficult to pull. We won't be able to set up a stall tomorrow, right? Mulan asked. Well, it's raining so heavily. It's inconvenient to go back and forth. There aren't many customers, so we really can't set up a stall. They didn't know how long the rain would continue. If it continued for a few days, then they wouldn't be able to set up a stall for a few days. Thinking about it, this business of hers was really difficult. Once they encountered such a natural situation, they couldn't do it. Setting up a stall was tiring, although the income was quite considerable. But if it was a big business, it wouldn't necessarily be bad. Zhao Yun suddenly thought of opening a restaurant. If she opened a restaurant, she naturally wouldn't be afraid of this kind of special situation. Even if it was raining, the restaurant could still operate as usual. Most importantly, the restaurant could make more money faster than her breakfast stall. It was just that the initial investment cost was a little higher. Her cooking was good, and she could cook dishes that this era didn't have. She didn't have to worry about the restaurant business. For the time being, she would still run the breakfast stall. She would think about the restaurant after she made enough money. It took about an hour for the three of them to arrive at the village. Many parts of her body were wet. Zhao Yun hurried back, changed into a clean set of clothes, and then burned some wood to keep warm. After about 10 minutes, her body, which was originally cold and stiff, warmed up. Daodu was sent back by Zhao Tianfu. His body was also a little wet, but it wasn't very wet. Zhao Yun pulled Daodu to the fire to dry his clothes. Mother is going to cook for Daodu. Zhao Yun said with a smile. Yes, yes. Daodu is coming too. Mother, is father not coming back for dinner today? Yeah. All right then. Then mother and Daodu will eat. Daodu's eyes revealed a trace of disappointment. Yeah. Zhao Yun nodded and patted Daodu. It's okay. It's just a few days. Your father will be back soon to accompany you. I know, mother. Daodu's lips curled up into a sweet smile. The two of them went into the kitchen, and Zhao Yun made a simple meal of 2 dishes and a soup. She and Daodu had enough. Zhao Yun was a little worried about Mu Lianfeng's situation in such heavy rain. Would something happen to him on the mountain? How could they enter the mountain in such heavy rain? The floor was so slippery that he slipped and fell. If he fell down the mountain, who knew how serious the situation would be? After dinner, what Zhao Yun was worried about happened. Li Jing hurriedly ran to Zhao Yun's house and said to Zhao Yun, bad news, bad news. There's a landslide on the mountain, and the air slipped down. We still can't find him. Although we've sent people to continue looking for him, we still have to tell you about this. Zhao Yun saw that Lu Fugui's forehead was covered in cold sweat. She was extremely anxious. After all, with the heir's status, if something happened to him in the village, Li Zheng might be implicated. When Zhao Yun heard this, her whole person was stunned. Uncle Li Zheng, you mean, we don't know if the heir is alive or dead? Zhao Yun asked with a trembling voice. Chapter 591. No one would have expected something like this to happen. Landslides were normal in heavy rain. Currently, the most difficult thing was the heavy rain. It was really troublesome to find someone. Moreover, the mountain was so big. Who knew where Mu Lianfeng had fallen to? Yun, her girl, don't worry too much. Shi Ziyi has his own heaven's blessing. Nothing will happen to him. Lu Fugui comforted, as if he was comforting Zhao Yun, but also as if he was comforting himself. I understand. Uncle Li Zheng, please inform me. No problem. Yun'er, I'll go back first. Okay. Xiao Yuna responded. After Lu Fugue left, Dao asked worriedly, Mother, is father in danger? Will he come back to accompany Dao? Xiao Yuna didn't know how to answer Dao. What if Mu Lianfeng didn't come back? What should she do? Dao. Mother doesn't know. How about this, Mother will hear that you went to grandmother's place, then Mother will go look for your father. What do you think? Dao nodded obediently and responded, okay. Mother, you have to be careful too. I know. Don't worry, Mother will definitely find your father. Okay. Xiao Yun'er then sent Dao to the third branch. She couldn't wait any longer at home. Her heart was full of worry about Mu Lianfeng. She had to find him herself. On the way to the mountain, she repeatedly prayed that nothing would happen to Mu Lianfeng. Dao finally had a father. He couldn't lose him just like that. Most importantly, it wasn't easy for her to have a man in her heart, Mu Lianfeng. Nothing must happen to him. Xiao Yun'er arrived at the foot of the mountain. Many people were looking for Mu Lianfeng. The area where the landslide was located was still relatively large. There were too many valleys below, and they were searching everywhere. However, it was extremely difficult to find Mu Lianfeng. Xiao Yun heard a lot of men talking, Shiziyi this time, I'm afraid it's a disaster. That's right. Sigh. We've been looking for him for so long and we still haven't found him. The rain is so heavy and it's so cold. Even if we don't fall to our deaths, we'll freeze to death. That's right. Of the few people we found, only one is alive, and he fell very seriously. I don't know if he can survive. If the Crown Prince were to die, would we be able to continue mining in the mines? What if we can't pick it? Won't we have to go back? Sigh. I was hoping to earn some money this year. What a pity. Let's go and look for him. If we find him, this mine can still be mined. Let's go then. Let's continue our search. Yeah. Xiao Yun'er's frown deepened. Mu Lianfeng's situation was really not optimistic. Xiao Yun caught up with the men. After asking them about the location of the landslide, she ran into the valley. The rain was still heavy. The raindrops on the surrounding branches soaked her clothes. Xiao Yun'er's umbrella was completely useless. Instead, it was very troublesome to walk in the valley. She might as well put the umbrella away. After searching for more than 2 hours, there was no trace of Mu Lianfeng. The rain also soaked Xiao Yun'er's clothes. Her whole body was ice cold. Mu Lianfeng. Where exactly was he? If she still couldn't find him, she was afraid that she wouldn't be able to hold on and would have to give up and go back. Chapter 592. A series of echoes came from the valley, but still, no one responded to her. There were too many plants, and Xiao Yun'er's clothes were torn quite a bit. Fortunately, she was wearing coarse clothes when she came out this time, so she didn't feel bad even if her clothes were torn. Mu Lianfeng, where are you? Please don't let anything happen to you. At this moment, Xiao Yun'er suddenly felt a trace of fear in her heart. The chances were so slim. Did something really happen to Mu Lianfeng? Xiao Yun'er's voice reverberated in the valley, but it didn't travel far before it was drowned out by the pitter-patter of the rain. It was getting more and more difficult to walk, and her physical strength couldn't take it anymore. She didn't know how much longer she could walk. Mu Lianfeng, her voice was slowly becoming hoarse, and she couldn't make a sound. Xiao Yun'er started to panic. Mu Lianfeng, please don't let anything happen to you. Just as Xiao Yun'er was feeling discouraged, a weak voice suddenly came from not far away. Yun'er, it was Mu Lianfeng's voice. Xiao Yun thought she had heard wrongly for a moment, and stretched her ears to listen again. Yun, Mu Lianfeng. Where are you? Xiao Yun hurriedly looked around. Finally, she found Mu Lianfeng under a tree not far away. There were sturdy vines around the tree. When Mu Lianfeng fell, he probably fell on top of the vines, and then fell from the vines. Otherwise, he might not be able to keep his life. Xiao Yun hurriedly ran over. Mu Lianfeng, how are you? Are you okay? Xiao Yun's voice was filled with anxiety and heartache. Mu Lianfeng was completely drenched by the rain. He lay on the ground, unable to move. Yuner. Seeing Xiao Yuner coming over, Mu Lianfeng lifted his heavy eyelids and smiled. Mu Lianfeng, how are you? Is it very painful? Can you get up? He couldn't stay in the mountain for too long. Otherwise, he would be drenched by the rain. Therefore, the two of them had better leave as soon as possible. It would not be easy to get out of such a big mountain. She had no strength at all now. Cold. Pain. Mu Lianfeng mumbled in a weak voice. Xiao Yuner became even more anxious. Does it hurt? Where does it hurt? Are you hurt? After checking Mu Lianfeng's body, he found that there weren't many wounds on Mu Lianfeng's body, only a few small cuts. He probably didn't have external injuries, but internal injuries. It's okay. Yuner. I'm fine. Mu Lianfeng's eyelashes fluttered like butterfly wings. There was even a layer of water droplets on them. Mu Lianfeng, nothing must happen to you, okay? I'll help you up and bring you back. You won't be cold when we get back. Xiao Yuner said as she hurriedly pulled Mu Lianfeng up from the ground. Mu Lianfeng, you hang in there too. Let's get out. Mu Lianfeng looked at Xiao Yuner with heartache. Yuner, it's been hard on you. Thank you for coming to save me. He didn't know how long he had been lying there. The moment he fell, he fainted from the pain. After lying on the ground for a while, he finally felt better. But being soaked by the cold rain, his whole body became numb. He didn't know where he was. Lying on the ground, he felt like he was about to die. If it weren't for his willpower, he would have closed his eyes. Chapter 593. You're still being polite with me at this time. Xiao Yun was angry and anxious. She was not searching with the other men, so even if she found Mu Lianfeng, it would be very difficult for her to bring Mu Lianfeng back alone. Mu Lianfeng also supported himself for a while and got up. Half of his body leaned on Xiao Yun. Heavy, he was really heavy. Xiao Yun estimated that Mu Lianfeng was more than 1.8 meters tall and weighed at least 75 to 80 kilograms. Her small body could not hold on any longer. The main reason was that she did not have much strength after searching in the mountains for such a long time. Mu Lianfeng, let's walk slowly. It will be fine if we meet someone. Xiao Yun encouraged him. She knew that Mu Lianfeng was very tired and had a hard time walking. Wasn't she also the same? She was already very lucky to be able to find Mu Lianfeng in this valley. If she did not find him, she would let Mu Lianfeng stay in the valley for a night. He probably would not be able to hold on tomorrow. Yun put me down and go find someone first. Mu Lianfeng said weakly in Xiao Yun's ear. He was afraid that the two of them would not be able to leave the valley in this situation. Mu Lianfeng would rather be in trouble than to see Xiao Yun in any accident. When I find someone, I don't know if I can find this place. Besides, I'm worried about you being alone. Xiao Yun sniffed and insisted on staying by Mu Lianfeng's side. Yun it's my luck to be able to meet you. Alright, let's not say such sentimental words at this time. Let's hurry up and get out. As they spoke, Xiao Yun slipped and slid down with the two of them. Ah! The moment she slid down, Xiao Yun was worried about Mu Lianfeng. Then, he hit his head hard and fainted. When he woke up again, it was already the next day. Xiao Yun opened her eyes and found herself lying on her own bed. She propped herself up, but she was still worried about Mu Lianfeng. Mother, you're awake. Dowdy saw that Xiao Yun had woken up, so he hurried over to Xiao Yun's bed and asked in a soft voice. This time, he hugged Xiao Yun's neck tightly, as if he was afraid of losing her. Xiao Yun patted Dowdy's back. All right, Dowdy, Mother is a little breathless from your embrace. Whoa, Mother, Dowdy was so worried about you. Dowdy choked out. What are you worried about? Nothing happened to Mother. Xiao Yun said as she touched Dowdy's little face. But Mother, your head is bleeding. Dowdy pointed at Xiao Yun's head. When Dowdy said this, Xiao Yun realized it and quickly touched her head. It really was, Xiao Yun sucked in a breath of cold air. It was really painful. It was probably broken when she fell down the mountain. There were too many sharp rocks on the mountain and she fell so hard, so it was normal for her head to be broken. Mother, is it very painful? Do you want Dowdy to help you blow on it again? No need, Mother is fine. I'm much better now, Dowdy, you don't have to worry. Dowdy's little brows slightly wrinkled. All right then. Mother, all right, Dowdy, where's your father? Is he okay? Xiao Yun quickly asked. Thinking of Mu Lianfeng, Xiao Yun's heart tightened. Mu Lianfeng's situation should be more serious than hers, right? Chapter 594. His condition was better than hers. Xiao Yun was a little confused. Mu Lianfeng fell so badly, how could his condition be better than hers? Could it be that her body was too weak, and Mu Lianfeng was too strong, so nothing happened to him? Mother, Father is brewing medicine in the kitchen, and he's also cooking something for Dowdy to eat. Dowdy then explained. Xiao Yun blinked in surprise. Mu Lianfeng actually knew how to brew medicine and cook food. Mu Lianfeng, who was in the kitchen, overheard the conversation in the room. Mu Lianfeng walked in, and when he saw that Xiao Yun was awake, he excitedly rushed to Xiao Yun's side and hugged Xiao Yun in his arms. Yun, are you okay? Where do you feel uncomfortable? Is there any place that hurts? How is it? Mu Lianfeng anxiously asked a bunch of questions, and Xiao Yun didn't know how to answer. I'm fine, but you're hugging me too tightly, and Dowdy is still here. Xiao Yun softly muttered. Actually, she should be the one asking him these questions, right? Is there any part of his body that's uncomfortable? Has he recovered? Mother, it's okay. Dowdy can cover his eyes and not look, Dowdy said with a smile, and then covered his eyes with his white and tender hands. This child is making fun of me. Mu Lianfeng's hands loosened slightly, but he still didn't have any intention of leaving. He breathed in Xiao Yun's scent, and he was afraid that if he let go for a second, Xiao Yun would disappear in the next second. Yun, I was really worried about you. I'm fine now. It's okay now, we're both fine. Yes. Mu Lianfeng nodded heavily. Xiao Yun inquired about Mu Lianfeng's condition. His injuries were not very serious, and he took a few pills. That day, the two of them slid down the slope. Fortunately, the people who went into the mountains to search ran into them and sent them back. Xiao Yun's clothes were soaked. As soon as she came back, she started to have a high fever and it didn't subside. Mu Lianfeng asked someone to take some medicine. He felt better after drinking the medicine. After a day, Xiao Yun's fever had mostly subsided. Xiao Yun couldn't help but ask when she saw the new clothes she was wearing. What's wrong, Yuner? Did you change my clothes? Mu Lianfeng didn't lie and directly admitted it. However, he glanced at Xiao Yuner guiltily, afraid that Xiao Yuner would be angry. Seeing that Xiao Yuner didn't speak, Mu Lianfeng asked carefully, Yuner, are you blaming me? Xiao Yuner didn't blame Mu Lianfeng. She just didn't know what to say when she found out that Mu Lianfeng helped her change her clothes. Didn't that mean that Mu Lianfeng had seen her naked? After all, they weren't married yet. Thinking that her body had been seen by a man, Xiao Yuner's face couldn't help but heat up. Mu Lianfeng hurriedly explained, Yuner, I saw that your clothes were soaked. If you didn't change your clothes, I don't know how serious your fever would be. Yuner, can you not be angry with me? Okay. I know you didn't do it on purpose. It's okay. That's good. Yuner, it's good that you're not angry with me. Mu Lianfeng heaved a sigh of relief. Chapter 595. Yun, the medicine is ready. I'll get it for you, Mu Lianfeng said. As he spoke, he got up and went into the kitchen. After a while, he brought a bowl of medicine over. Looking at the black soup and the pungent smell, Xiao Yun's eyebrows could not help but frown. Yun, come, drink it. Mu Lianfeng handed it over. Let me feed you. As he spoke, he sat in front of the bed and fed Xiao Yun. This is very bitter, isn't it? Xiao Yun's eyes showed a trace of disgust. She had never taken ancient Chinese medicine. Not only was it pungent, but it was also a big bowl. It was really difficult to drink it. Good medicine is bitter. Even if it's bitter, you have to drink it. Hurry up and drink it. Xiao Yun felt that she was like a child being coaxed by Mu Lianfeng. It felt strange. After all, she was not a child. This little bit of suffering could not stop her. So she took the medicine from Mu Lianfeng's hand and blew on it a few times. When it was a little cold, she took a few mouthfuls from the bowl and swallowed it into her stomach. After drinking it, she felt the bitterness from her mouth to her throat. It was too bitter and unpalatable. The 21st century was still the best. She could just casually swallow a few capsules into her stomach. Looking at Xiao Yun frowning in pain, Mu Lianfeng hurriedly brought honey water. Yun, drink some honey water. You'll feel better. Xiao Yun did not hesitate to pour it into her stomach. After drinking it, she did feel much better. Yun, drink it 2 more times, and you'll probably be fine, Mu Lianfeng said. Looking at Xiao Yun's appearance, he felt a little distressed. How many times have I drunk it? This is the 3rd time. Xiao Yun was stunned. Then how did the 2 people I knew who were unconscious drink the medicine? Xiao Yun was puzzled. Father was the one who fed you the first 2 times. Father drank a little and then fed it to you. Daodu explained on behalf of Mu Lianfeng. After Daodu finished speaking, Xiao Yun and Mu Lianfeng looked at each other awkwardly. Xiao Yun could already imagine the erotic scene. Their cheeks were stained with a touch of red. Mu Lianfeng felt as if he was sitting on acupuncture. He felt a little uncomfortable, so he quickly got up and said to Xiao Yun, are you hungry? I made some lean meat porridge. Do you want to have some? Xiao Yun nodded. Sure. She was indeed hungry. It would be good to have some porridge. Mu Lianfeng went to bring the porridge over. Xiao Yun did not expect Mu Lianfeng to be so good at cooking. Even without her help, he could do it himself. Speaking of which, Mu Lianfeng was too amazing. He learned everything so quickly. Even when it came to cooking, he learned much better than the average person. For the next few days, the weather was gloomy and rainy. It was probably the rainy season in Jiangnan. Everywhere was wet. In these few days, Zhao Yuner and Mu Lianfeng had been resting at home. Zhao Yuner's injuries were not light. Her fever had subsided, but her forehead was knocked too hard. It did not look like she was going to get better soon. When there was nothing to do, Zhao Yuner would lie on the bed and rest. This was the first time she had rested for so long since she came to this era. This was because Mu Lianfeng had intervened and helped with many things, even washing clothes, cooking, and taking care of the children. Chapter 596. It rained continuously for more than 10 days before it finally cleared up. A lot of water had accumulated in the paddy fields in the countryside, and the seedlings were all submerged. Therefore, after the rain, the villagers all ran to the paddy fields to pump water. The third branch only had 1 mu of paddy field, so it was relatively easy for them to pump water. The ancient water pumping machine was relatively simple. It was similar to a water wheel, and people had to step on it. After breakfast, Zhao Wenhua and Zhao Tianan went to the third branch's paddy field. Mu Lianfeng brought Daodu along. Daodu wanted to play, so Mu Lianfeng could only bring Daodu along. Seeing that his future father-in-law was working in the field, Mu Lianfeng took the initiative to help. After all, he had to appear more attentive in front of his father-in-law. When Zhao Wenhua saw that Mu Lianfeng actually offered to help, he was shocked. How could he dare to let the Shitzi interfere? "Uncle, it's fine. Let me try. You are Yun-er's father. Naturally, you don't have to be polite with me." Zhao Wenhua smiled embarrassedly. He didn't dare to let Mu Lianfeng work, but he also didn't dare to not let Mu Lianfeng work. For a moment, he was in a dilemma. Mu Lianfeng did as he said and didn't care about the luxurious clothes he was wearing at all. He rubbed his bare legs and directly went into the paddy field. The murky water in the paddy field covered half of his legs, and only the heads of the seedlings were sticking out. If this continued, there probably wouldn't be any rice harvests this year. This was what the ancient people were most afraid of. "Shitzi, can you do it? If you can't do it, then come up." Zhao Wenhua asked carefully. "Uncle, please teach me. I'll be able to do it after you teach me." Zhao Wenhua didn't dare to refuse. He could only brace himself and go in front of Mu Lianfeng to instruct him. Mu Lianfeng learned very quickly. After Zhao Wenhua gave him a few pointers, he roughly memorized it. Then, he started to work. With Mu Lianfeng around, Zhao Wenhua realized that he had more free time. Coincidentally, Liang Jinchao came over. Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinchao sighed. "Our Yuner is so lucky to have met someone like the heir." Liang Jinchao smiled and said, "Of course. Our Yuner has suffered for the past few years. Now, God has returned the pain that Yuner suffered." Zhao Wenhua nodded in agreement. "That's right. Look at the heir apparent's work. It's really neat. It's not worse than us who often work in the fields." Liang Jinchao stared at Mu Lianfeng and said, "Well done." It was because the crown prince was too powerful. Ordinary people would not be able to do it. "That's right, our big brother and second brother can't do it, right? Our father's leg has not recovered yet." He asked big brother and second brother to pump water from the fields. Big brother and second brother said that they can't do it and are making a fuss in the house. Liang Jinchao came to look for Zhao Wenshan because of this. Zhao Baoshan was furious when he saw that his 2 sons were acting like good-for-nothings. He lost his temper at Zhao Wenshi and Zhao Wenshui. Compared to the third branch, old Zhao's family had much more paddy fields. After the rain stopped, the old Zhao's family naturally had to pump out the water from their paddy fields. Yuner's father, why don't you help our old family pump water? I think big brother and second brother really can't do it. We can't just watch the seedlings die. This is a year's harvest. Liang Jinqiao discussed with Zhao Wenhua. Zhao Wenhua was silent for a moment when he heard this. Forget it. After all, we've separated from the family. Even if big brother and second brother don't know how to do it, they still have to learn. I'm afraid that if we help them this time, they will blame us next time. We can help them once or twice, but we can't help them all the time, right? Chapter 597. Liang Jinqiao was well aware of Zhao Wenshui and Zhao Wenshi's behavior. Although he had good intentions, he could not let himself be taken advantage of now. In the past, his third branch had been bullied because he had been too honest. Sigh, it's a pity that old Zhao's fields are gone. I wonder if big brother and second brother know how to work. Even if they don't know how to work, they still have to work. We can't just give up a year's worth of harvest, right? Old Zhao's family is not that wealthy. What are we going to eat if we lose a year's worth of harvest? In the end, it's because big brother and second brother are too lazy. They didn't get used to working in the past. Just as the two of them were lamenting, they realized that Qin Yuan had come over. When did this child come over? How could they not know? As soon as they saw Qin Yuan, Liang Jinqiao and Zhao Wenhua greeted him warmly. Qin Yuan, why are you here? Looking at Qin Yuan's attitude, it seemed that he was here to help. The heavy rain had just stopped, but she did not expect him to ignore his own family's matters and come to her house. He was really considerate. My parents asked me to come over, Qin Yuan explained. Liang Jinqiao nodded. He thought that Mr. and Mrs. Qin were kind. When looking for in-laws, they had to find someone who was honest and kind. Haha, that's good. Actually, you didn't have to come over. Your family must be busy, right? Qin Yuan shook his head. It's all right. We don't have a lot of fields, so we're not very busy. That's good. Auntie, where are your family's paddy fields? Qin Yuan asked. Liang Jinqiao thought that Qin Yuan wanted to help, so he said, you don't have to help. Otherwise, you'll get muddy all over. There are enough people in the fields. Now that they had Mu Lianfeng, Zhao Wenhua, and Zhao Tianan, they only had one mu of paddy fields. No matter how much water there was, they would be able to draw it all out. Qin Yuan wanted to say something, but at that moment, Zhao Wenshui and Zhao Wenshi came over. She smiled at Liang Jinqiao and said, third sister-in-law, you misunderstood. They are not talking about your family's paddy field. They are talking about our old Zhao's. Liang Jinqiao was stunned. He did not understand what Zhao Wenshui and Zhao Wenshi meant. Could it be that Qin Yuan didn't come over to help their third branch? How was it related to old Zhao's family? What's going on? Zhao Wenshui said with a smile, speaking of which, your future son-in-law is a good man. He promised to pump water from our old Zhao's paddy field. Help old Zhao's family. Liang Jinqiao was even more confused. That's right. He's helping old Zhao's family, not your third branch. Haha, third sister-in-law, I'll take your future son-in-law first. With him around, old Zhao's paddy field will probably be emptied. Zhao Wenshi and Zhao Wenshui then turned and left, leaving behind Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinqiao, who were still confused. Yun He's father, have you figured out what's going on? Qin Yuan didn't come here to help our family. I don't think so. Didn't he leave just like that? But this child. Why did he come here to work for old Zhao's family? Liang Jinqiao was confused. He could not think of a reason no matter how hard he thought about it. Maybe he came here and saw that old Zhao's family was quarreling too much, so he offered to help. Zhao Wenhua guessed. There was no other reason other than this explanation. Chapter 598. Given Zhao Wenshui and Zhao Wenshu's conduct, they would probably throw everything to Qin Yuan. The two of them had just lamented for a while when they saw Zhao Ping, running over angrily. Liang Jinchao asked with concern, Ping, what's wrong? Who made you so unhappy? Mother. Its youngest aunt. Zhao Ping's mouth was almost pouting, and her eyes were filled with jealousy. Ping, what's wrong with your youngest aunt? Mother, big brother Yuan came over to work because youngest aunt asked him to. Youngest aunt is too much. Isn't she afraid of exhausting big brother Yuan? The more Zhao Ping thought about it, the angrier she got. That youngest aunt of hers was a vixen. She relied on her good looks to make use of Qin Yuan to make Qin Yuan help her with the work. Liang Jinchao still did not understand what was going on. After carefully interrogating her, he finally found out what was going on. Originally, Qin Yuan came over today to look for the third branch. But when he arrived at Old Zhao's courtyard, the Old Zhao's family was currently in a heated argument. Zhao Xinhui found the noise too annoying. When he saw Qin Yuan coming over, he casually instructed him. He did not expect that Qin Yuan would really agree to help. Zhao Ping felt that Qin Yuan had not even accompanied her when he came over. How could he be sent away just because of Zhao Xinhui's words? She let Qin Yuan do the work, but Qin Yuan did not treat her youngest aunt as warmly as he did. With such a comparison, Zhao Ping naturally felt jealous. Seeing Zhao Ping panting with anger, Liang Jinchao comforted her. Ping, that child Qin Yuan might have helped because of our relationship. After all, your grandfather is our elder, no, mother. It was younger aunt who seduced brother Yuan. Younger aunt is too evil. As Zhao Ping spoke, she could not help but grind her teeth. If Zhao Xinhui dared to have designs on Qin Yuan again, she would not let Zhao Xinhui off easily. Zhao Wenhua frowned and said unhappily to Zhao Ping, Ping, how can you say that about your aunt? In any case, he's still your senior. You can only say these words in front of me and your mother. If it spreads to other people's ears, who knows what kind of gossip it will cause. It won't be good for you or your aunt. You're already so old, yet you're still shooting your mouth off. Zhao Ping pursed her lips. She was unhappy with Zhao Wenhua's reprimand. What she said was the truth. Why wasn't he telling her? Seriously, I'll go look for brother Yuan. After Zhao Ping finished speaking, she ran out and chased after Qin Yuan's traces. Zhao Wenhua could not help but shake his head. She really was a worrisome person. He did not know what her in-laws would think of her after marrying over. Zhao Wenshui and Zhao Wenshu brought Qin Yuan to Old Zhao's family's field. The pumping rack was already in place. After instructing Qin Yuan to pump the water, they sat down. The two of them stood on the ridge leisurely without moving. Treading water was the most strenuous. Zhao Wenshui felt that his physical strength could not keep up at all. He would not be able to withstand treading water for even an hour, let alone a day. Therefore, even if Zhao Baoshan scolded him, he would still drag it out. Now that Qin Yuan had replaced him, Zhao Wenshui was happy to see Qin Yuan kicking vigorously. At the same time, a hint of envy appeared in his eyes. Zhao Wenshui asked Zhao Wenshu, who was beside him, Big brother, do you think that physical strength has something to do with that in bed? Is it true that the better one's physical strength, the longer one can do it? After being asked by Zhao Wenshui, Zhao Wenshu was stunned. Then, he thought about it and said to Zhao Wenshui, it should be related. I've seen other men with good physical strength. They can last a long time in bed. You're tuning in to the LoveLore Library YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.